next based on your star sign. So we're going to start out with Aries today. So Aries. They are being very emotionally distant with you right now. This person is choosing to kind of pull away. They're choosing to kind of almost like being very brutal with their conversations or brutal with how they act. So they're just saying without thinking, without having a filter. With the Five of Pentacles here, they are focused on their future, their finances, their career, etc. And particularly their own security. So I do feel like they're acting very cold towards you. They're pushing you away. They're acting very kind of almost like arrogant, or just generally not considering how their thoughts or feelings may affect you of what they say. But what's coming up though for you with it? Their negative affirmations, the negative thoughts about love, about relationships, are going to cause some more issues between the two of you. And it's important as you start to feel this pushback from them, you start to feel them being more kind of arrogant, more kind of like negative towards love and towards this connection, that you stand firm. Because I feel like there is a bit of a risk here of you kind of like devolving and saying, okay, I'm just going to listen to what you have to say, what you want, what you need. And realistically here with the Nine of Wands in reverse, you need to disconnect from this. You need to not respond to this. Like, let them go off with their own negative cycles and their negative thoughts. They will eventually come back around, but you can't allow yourself to be dragged down with them. Don't allow yourself to be their punching bag or be somebody that they think it's okay to be nasty to. Stand your ground, be firm, and don't take any crap from them. Because I feel like you are juggling a little bit too much right now, and it isn't fair for you to have to take on their negativity, their negative thoughts. Like I said, I do feel like they are a bit busy in themselves, but that gives no response or no excuse for them to treat you badly. And I feel like that's kind of what's coming up, of them treating you a little bit more badly before coming to the realization that they pushed everybody away from them. Unfortunately, it does take some people some time to realise that they are pushing everybody away, they are causing issues that do not need to be there in their life because they feel like everybody else needs to kind of do what they say or do what they want. Like, they've lost that consideration of what other people need, and they've lost the consideration that, yes, you may be going through something, but other people are as well. So a little bit of a traumatic time, but keep strong and keep focused on your needs, not just theirs. Because I do feel like there's an element here of you being a bit too understanding. And sometimes people need like the harsh reality of being told off, you know. Next up is Taurus. So Taurus, what do you need to know about your situation right now? You are on the right path. You are headed towards the right path here. I feel like both of you are focused on your securities. I almost feel like the person you're dealing with is a little bit nervous, is a little bit worried about what's to come. They want a new start, they want a new beginning here, and they are focused on the long term. This is definitely not somebody that is short-sighted or anything like that. Though, like I said, there is this nervousness, a little bit of reservedness here, which I feel like is causing this, you being a little bit unsure of where things are going. What's happening next with it though? I feel like this is them starting to plan for the long term. I asked, well, are they going to talk to you about the long term? I don't feel like they're going to talk about it, but I feel like they're starting to put in plans in place. They're starting putting things in place to come towards each other. There is this element here of them almost like pulling away, feeling like it's their responsibility. So I feel like they won't come across of having it as a proper conversation, which I kind of wish they would. Like, I feel like this would be a lot healthier for both of you if they would just sit down and have a conversation about it. But they're really choosing not to. They're really choosing to kind of disconnect a little bit right now. And with the Moon card, it is causing a lot of emotional up and downs, both for you and for them. It's never good to be left in the dark by somebody, especially when they're trying to build the future for both of you. There really needs to be improvements in conversations, communication here, but I don't feel like it's going to be their main focus. Their main focus is, I want to plan out a good future with you, so I feel like it's all my responsibility to do that. So I do feel like you're going to have to kind of take them aside or have a word with them and say, look, let's have a conversation about this. It's not just on you, and it's important for me to share my input as well, to make sure we're both having a life that we're going to enjoy, rather than just presuming you're doing the right thing. Because we can presume that somebody wants one thing and they really want something completely different. But we have to kind of take a step out of that, and it gives us a chance to kind of give that rebirth, really see things a little bit more clearly. So, but I feel like over time they will take action towards letting you in more. But I feel like that's an important cornerstone you're having to go through this, of how do I express myself and ask you questions while I'm trying to focus on building up a life for us both. So, there we go, Tauruses. So, we're going to move on now to Gemini. So, Gemini, what is coming up with your situation? What is coming up next with your situation? So, how do you both feel about this situation right now? A little bit worthless or unworthy of this, feeling like, oh, you know, I can't have this. I don't feel like it's going to happen for me. Actually is. I feel like this is coming in as justice for you. I do feel like you have been left out in the cold and feeling a little bit lonely, a little bit like, oh, you know, I'm never going to find somebody good. This is almost like reward-like territory. But you're still holding on to the past here. And I feel like I want to say to you, like, you are still holding on to the past. Yes, they are a little bit as well, but I feel like heavily you are holding on to past situations, and it's making you feel a bit like, oh, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, or I'm not sure if it's going to go well because of all these other negative past situations. With the Seven of Pentacles here, though, you are manifesting, you are creating this amazing new reality for yourself, but you haven't quite purged that out. I feel like next there is going to be a little bit of a purging here. This is you removing those blockages of holding on to old situations, old things that happened, old negative influences, old negative behaviours. You're having to let go of that first before you can step into this fully. So there's a little bit of spring cleaning here, you know. There is going to be some like improvements with finances, with money, but I feel like the risk here is that you'll kind of overspend, overenjoy yourself, overindulge. But I feel like actually, as long as you keep to the path of not overindulgence, this will really help you with this romantic relationship going forward to build the kind of dream life that you want together without that financial pressure, or at least not as bad as a financial pressure. With the King of Cups here, I do feel like this is quite an emotional connection. So this is them starting to bear their emotions more, be more vulnerable with you, and just generally be more emotionally supportive. So yes, there has to be a part on your part, like this little bit of purging out, removing of the old negative emotions to do with love from the old negative relationships. There is that purging out, working things through. But overall, this is quite positive for you, because this is allowing you to kind of really head forward in a whole new direction, a whole new visible output. So I do feel like, though, here with the King of Cups, this is them make you an offer. This is them kind of not getting all gooey, but definitely making more practical offers. And I do feel like it's more to do with the confidence and stress that they have surrounding confessing their feelings. So I feel like they're a little bit nervous to fully just be really gooey, really romantic. But I feel like over time they will start to express that more. It's more like in the acts of service, doing things for you, being there for you, etc., that they're going to focus on. but there's definitely like confessions of love and confessions of how they feel. I just feel like it won't be as lovey-dovey as you'd expect. So maybe not in the normal stereotypical way, but this is them trying to kind of show you that they do value you and they do love you. So that was Geminis. We're going to move on now to Cancers. So Cancers, how is your next situation? So what is coming up next in your next situation? And how just generally do you feel about each other right now? So you feel like this person is starting to take it more seriously. They're starting to take action. I feel like there is a little bit of reluctance here. Like they're reluctantly starting to take action. They're reluctantly starting to commit. A lot of reluctance here. But I feel like this is because you started to speak of your negative thoughts or your negative feelings about how you're worried about this, how you weren't sure where it was going. There is an element here of you choosing to communicate about it, choosing to talk about it. And I feel like actually this is going to be prosperous for you in the long run. Especially with the Ace of Cups here. This is very much you focused on the long term. Your long-term stability, where you're going, what you're doing from now. And I feel like more than anything with the Ace of Pentacles here, this is you starting to get balance back in. So you're starting to understand balance. You're starting to get to a point where you can feel balanced, etc. So there's definitely an element here of like, I'm starting to get more balance in. I'm starting to get better balance in my life. And with the King of Wands here, I feel like this is better communication as well. So definitely going through this kind of like momentum of we're getting more balance in. We're understanding how to juggle the different things, not just our emotions, but the rest of our life as well. And they're starting to kind of communicate with you better because they do value you a lot. I feel like there is this reluctance around commitment, and it's a little bit to do with like they have some sort of mental kind of issues with it of going, I feel like I never really make people happy, or I feel like it never really goes in the right direction, that kind of thing. So there is some sort of barriers there a little bit, which is causing some confusion of going, well, if you want to be with me, then be with me. Why have you got to second guess it? But that is a little bit of an issue for them that they're working through. It's still something that they haven't quite grasped the concept of how do we kind of balance things out, how do we understand it. So I'm going to go on now to the next one, which is Leos. So Leos, what is coming up next in this situation? So how are they feeling about you right now as well? They feel like there's a really strong connection here with you. They do want to make an offer and come towards you, but I feel like there is this fear. I don't want to say reluctance. This isn't reluctance, Leo. This is very much like, I want to come towards you, but I'm worried. Like, they are a little bit wounded here. They are a little bit hurt, and it's making them a little bit nervous, a little bit afraid of what will happen. They're kind of scared of losing you. Because it's almost like a mentality of like, you have my heart on your sleeve, you know. This is definitely though this person values you a lot, really wants to be with you. But there is issues with communication. How do I communicate with you? How do I express that you are special to me? I almost feel like this person feels like they need to make amends to you. Like, either literally they've done something that they should be making amends to, or they just feel like they should be making amends to you. Like I've treated you badly. I could understand if you never want to speak to me. Some of you, this is just them being overreactive, but some of you, they do actually need to make amends to you. They are coming in with something like, I do value you, but I feel like part of them thinks that there isn't going to be a future here. And this is more to do with them feeling like there's no way you'll want me back, or there's no way you'll want to be with me. Like, I've lost my chance with you. There's no way this could work because there's no way you'd want to be with me. They're telling themselves all the time, there's no possible way you could possibly want to be with me. And I don't feel like that's true. I feel like actually you can create a new beginning here and something worthwhile. But there is this fear in their eyes. So understand, if they are coming across a little bit nervous, a little bit shy, it's because of this fear. It's because they don't feel like they can kind of really offer what they should be offering. So there is an element here of being pulled back, being pushed back, and it is causing some issues and some problems here. So understand that, you know, it is a little bit more on the difficult suit of things. But with the Five of Cups here, there is security here, there is offers of security, and there is offer of trying to move things forward in positive momentum. So that was Leo. We're going to move on now, which is onto Virgo. So Virgo, what is coming up next in your situation? So how are they feeling about you in general right now, and what's coming next? They're feeling a little bit like here with the 10 of Wands here, that there's almost like too many obligations, too many issues in life. They're feeling very insecure. I do feel like this is leaving them to be pulled back from you at the moment, because they're feeling like they're so overwhelmed, they have too much going on, they have too many obligations, like I don't have time for this. But what is hidden is the fact that they do actually want to come towards you, like they don't actually want to pull away from you. It's almost like they're kind of being forced to by their situation. They are dealing with a lot of sadness right now though, while they're trying to battle with this. This is definitely somebody who's overwhelmed though, but they will start communicating with you again when they have time to kind of enjoy themselves, to have fun. This is almost like weeks or months. For some of you, it's just going to be weeks, but I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be months down the line of them having to kind of battle through this and then get themselves to more of a stable position. So there is a lot of obligations that's holding themselves back, but eventually I feel like they're going to have to deal with this like insecurities first, but eventually they will come back around. Just understand they're not going to be the kind of person that you normally would want them to be, or you normally expect them to be, because they are so overwhelmed. They definitely do not want to forget you, or do not want to live without you or anything like that. I just don't feel like they have a choice right now. So instead they're being very kind of cold, aloof, and it's because they're so distracted by the other obligations they have in their life to do with career and finances, and also some of you as well, like their friends groups as well. But they feel like they're so overwhelmed they can't possibly come towards you yet. Like I said, I feel like this is like a late bloomer kind of situation. That one wanted to come out, so we're going to take it. We've got the Two of Swords here. They want to speak the truth, but they really can't right now. They don't feel like they can kind of fully explain to you how things are overwhelming for them, how things are going for them. So it's almost like the light in their eyes have kind of gone out a little bit right now, and they don't really know how to move forward. So understand that this is going to be a bit stagnant until everything gets sorted. Alright, we're going to move on now to Libras. So, Libras, how is your situation going? How is your person at the moment? And what's the next thing that's going to happen with it? What's the next thing going to happen with it? So, how are they feeling about you right now? Like they've lost you, like they've missed out on you. They are trying to plan and plot of how to come towards you, how to build something up. And they do want communication here. I feel like they are being a bit reserved right now. They're kind of being a bit quiet, being held back. But they do want to have these conversations with you. But they're more in the planning stages of like, what should I do next? Where should I go next? How should I go next with this? What's going to come up with it though? They are going to come towards you. It's a little bit out of focus right now. Like they don't know how to move towards you. And the communication is going to be a bit on and off because they don't know how to. But they are trying to invest into this. I feel like more than anything, they're going to try almost like use materialistic ways. Trying to like pamper you, trying to come close to you. But I feel like this person just doesn't know how to communicate that they do want you and they do want to be with you in a way that would make you desire them, basically. They feel almost like that they aren't desirable to you, that you wouldn't want them, but they are going to work hard to make that happen, to make themselves more desirable for you. So this is somebody who's going to work quite hard to kind of win you over. Though there is this pause there, though. There is this kind of like, I'm pulling back, having it on pause, and then coming towards you. So I'm going to have a look now at Scorpios. So Scorpios, how does the person feel about you? How does this person think or feel about you right now? And what is the next situation to happen? How do they feel or think about you right now? They feel like that, like the connection isn't that good, but they feel like that they haven't lost you completely. Like they do feel like it can be salvaged. There is a little bit of a laziness here. Like they feel like, well, I can salvage this, I can work it out, but they don't feel like they need to kind of put 101% in. Like they feel like they can just kind of mediocre try. So there is issues with communication here. I feel like communication is going to slowly improve, but it's almost like they feel like, well, you know, I know things aren't going well with us, but I can fix this. It can be fixed whenever we need to. What's the reaction, next actions, though? There's like a nonchalantness of it, though, that I don't like, of them going, well, when I need you, you'll be waiting. They will come towards you, and I feel like this is after they feel like, oh my god, like there's a panic. This is almost like they see you, or they think that you are going off with somebody else instead. Like they think that you've given up on them, or they think you're getting a better option from somebody else. Then the panic sets in. Then they panic and go, oh my god, I'm losing you. I'm not going to have you anymore. I'm missing out on this, or I'm going to miss out on this. So when this panic starts to kind of creep in, that's when they're going to come back around. That's when they're going to try and approach you. So they need to almost be like, put the fear of God into them first, of losing you, and then they're going to take more action. But until then, it's going to be like a bit of a burden of like them only putting in a mediocre amount of effort. You're not really being satisfied by it. So by all means, like, feel free to kind of just carry on with your life, you know, date or whatever. Because I feel like that they won't realise that they're losing you until it's like almost too late. Like you are starting to date other people, or you're starting to move on with your life in general. So as soon as they think that they've lost you, that's when they're going to panic and actually put the effort in. So this is more somebody who has gotten complacent and got used to the idea that they can just, you know, they can make this work whenever they want on their schedule kind of mentality. Which is quite childish, I've got to admit. But they will want to kind of work this out eventually. But you've got to be demanding of what you desire and what you deserve, you know. So, Sagittarius, what's coming up in your situation? To begin with, though, how do they feel about you? How do they feel about you right now? They're missing out, like they're losing out, and they know it's because they can't speak up, and they know they need to speak up to you, but they're not doing that self-improvement here. They know they need to kind of express themselves better to you, be able to speak up better to you, be able to kind of bring this around so you can have better connections, but they don't really know how to, and they're not willing to go off and do the self-improvement necessary, whether it's reading books or whether it's just talking to you. They're not willing to do that self-improvement. You will have fun and adventure with them again, but they're not taking action right now, and it's causing issues with communication. It's slowing everything down. What's the next actions, though? They're going to disconnect a little bit, and I feel like that they won't really have much to offer to begin with. I feel like this is almost like things will get worse before they get better. And I feel like it's almost like an element here of like, they'll stop kind of trying to work on this, trying to connect with you, and then things will get better as they kind of realise, you know what, things will probably be a lot more fun if we start connecting again, if we spend time together again, and they have this wake-up call that, hang on a second, to make a relationship work, I need to work on it. So they need to have that wake-up call first, But I feel like, unfortunately, things are going to get worse before they get better, with them being a bit lazy and not really wanting to properly work on this, properly put the effort in. So we're going to go on now to the next one, which is Capricorn. So Capricorn, what you need to know today, how are you thinking, and how's this person thinking and feeling, and what's the next situation to happen. They don't feel like there's movement forward right now with you. Like, everything has slowed down, everything has stopped. They want to talk this through though, and they want to communicate. They are quite reserved about this. I almost feel like they'd like, well, how do I put this in a way that I can let you know that I still want to be with you, but I don't understand how to fix this or how to move things forward. It's definitely that they want to stay with you, but they don't know how to kind of create that spark again. They are spending some time planning in secret. Because ultimately they are afraid that if they just let this dwindle, let this romance die, then eventually you'll disconnect from them, or eventually you'll go off in your own direction. They do want to keep this connection alive. I feel like it's going to take a week or two, up to a month, for them to actually start having ideas of how to spice things up. I feel like this is going to be small at first, them trying to improve the connection, trying to improve the passion. But they are willing to invest into this. They are definitely willing to invest into this because they, they do really want to move forward with this. They do really want to connect. I just feel like there's a little bit of nervousness of, I don't really know how to do it. I don't really know how to improve things, but I know I want it to work. I know I want to be with you. So it's definitely not a lack of want. It's more of a lack of, I don't really know how to, it's inexperience. So we're going to move on now to Aquarius. So Aquarius, what is coming up in your situation, and how does this person feel about you? Thinking, how does this person feel about you right now? This person is definitely flipped upside down by you. Like, you flip me up and upside down. I don't feel like I have much you would value. I don't feel like I have much you would value, but I enjoy being with you. So this person enjoys being around you, but doesn't really feel like they can give you much. And that's why they're keeping a little bit more quiet. It's almost like a mentality of I don't want to miss out on a good thing. I don't want to mess up a good thing. They're not taking action towards you because of that right now, because they don't want to mess things up. But how will they be going forward? They'll definitely take things very slowly and be worried about taking action. And it's all because they're quite indecisive. I feel like with this person, Aquarius, you're going to have to take the lead. As much as I feel like you don't want to, you need to help them to kind of build up that self-esteem first, and the realization of that they do deserve you, that things are going well, like you are going to want to be with them. I feel like once they get their confidence up, then they will make a move. But their confidence just isn't at the kind of level it demands it to, you would demand it to be, or you need it to be to really progress this forward. So understand this is more to do with their own kind of worries and fears about that they are not good enough, they cannot achieve things, they cannot provide a good life, that kind of thing. Not to do with like them not wanting to be with you. They definitely do. They definitely enjoy you, enjoy being with you, but there's almost a mentality of like, I don't want to screw this up. So they are very slow to react, very slow to take action. So we're going to go on now to Pisces. So Pisces, what is coming up in your situation, and what is generally like their next actions, their thoughts, their feelings? The Eight of Pentacles here, they are trying to invest into you. Like, they see you as an investment for the future. Like, they really see this as long term. But they aren't moving forward yet. This is because they have communication issues. They're not very good at speaking about their feelings. I feel like other aspects of their life, they are well. So they can talk to friends and business colleagues, that kind of thing, family. But when it comes to love, they just are inexperienced. But with the Three of Pentacles here, they do want it to make it work. They are like learning how to kind of improve that. Like, they're in this stage of learning how to communicate better, learning how to connect better. And communication will definitely improve in the future. They will be testing things out though as you go forward, so they'll have a conversation with you and try and judge your reaction, and if it's good they'll carry on and more and more and more, and it'll slowly build up. But yeah, there is this general, like, I don't feel like I know how to be in a relationship right now. I don't feel like I know how to connect with people in that way right now, but they are desperately trying to improve things. So this feels like over time, because it's a lack of inexperience, like they are inexperienced, over time they will get better and better at expressing themselves, communicating with you to really create that grounded connection. Alright, I hope that helps you out, and I will see you again soon. Hello there! Do you have a question that you really want to know the answer for? So this is a yes or no reading based on your star sign. So take a moment now and focus on your question. Remember, it must be a yes or no reading, and let me know in the comments section down below what star sign you are, and we're going to go through each of them now. So we're going to start off with Aries. So Aries, what do you need to know about your question, Aries? What do you need to know about this specific question? What do you need to know about this question? You're definitely feeling like you're fearing loss right now. You're scared of losing out. You're scared of missing out. And it's making you want to take sudden action. It's wanting you to make you want to rush forward and go, I don't know if I can take this anymore. And I do feel like with the Death card here, it is leading to this stagnation. And you're feeling like the only way out of this is to take action, is to rush forward. But there is this fear about that if I do take this action, am I going to just mess things up? Are things just going to continue on getting worse and worse? Are things going to push forward and just get worse and worse? And you're worried about other people taking you seriously or not. With the Emperor card here though in reverse, this is because other people have kind of almost like taken advantage of you before. Like you've thought that they've been strong, you thought that they've been doing well or they've been progressing well, and it's just caused issues and it's just caused problems. I do feel like though you're having to get to this state of going, you know what? I realise now that the people that were around me before were not the healthiest people to be around. They weren't having my best interests. With the Star card, you chose to pull back from this, and you chose to keep on continuing on yourself, and actually starting to actually connect and continue on with other people who are much more balanced and have much more of the best interest out for you. So what's the answer to this question? Is it a yes or a no? Is this a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is a no, and I feel like what is blocking it here is the fact of lack of communication, not having the right people around you, not having the right connections, not having the right people to influence you. So I do feel like this is almost like, okay, if you want this to happen, you need to get into a new group of friends, or you need to get into a new group of people, and that'll help you to really continue on and help you to progress forward and help you to get that kind of more balanced state and more balanced momentum forward. So we're going to move on now to your next one, which is for Taurus. So Taurus, what do you need to know today? Is this a yes or a no? Taurus, what do you need to know about your question today? A lot of communication flying at you from every direction. And you're the one that's having to organise this. You're the one who's having to organise everything. I feel like this burden of like, I'm having to take control of everything. I'm having to listen to what everyone else says and then go, okay, well, this is what you need to do next. It's almost like a queen or a king sitting on a throne, and all the people come up and say, oh, you know, I'm upset because somebody stole my chicken. You know, there's almost that mentality to it that I'm having to deal with everyone else's problems. I'm having to deal with everybody else's pain without really having proper focus on myself or what I need to achieve or what I need to get done. There is an issue of like focus here. And I do feel like with the Queen of Cups here, this is bringing in so much more security and opulence to you. But it's getting to the point where you're like, I kind of want to break here. I kind of want to break. And by the materialistic opulence, I mean that, like, even if the people aren't literally giving you money or helping you out financially, like, the universe in turn is paying you back for your good deeds kind of mentality. But I feel like you're getting to the point of going, you know what, I need a bit of a break here. I need a little bit of time for myself. And you are actually able to manifest that. You are actually able to create this. With the Justice card, you will get justice. You'll get fairness coming in. With the Ace of Cups here, though, you're having to come to the realization of, I need to get that security for myself. I need to find that security for myself. Because with the Nine of Swords here, there is an element of you're just getting drained and drained by this over time. But what's the answer to your question? Is it a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is something that is a no that turns into a yes eventually. So over time this turns into a yes. There is going to be some issues with like having to deal with a lot, having to take on a lot of pressure and continue to like take on a lot. But I feel like although it might seem like a no at first, it will progress and transcend into a yes. But there is almost like this element of not enough time or not enough energy has been placed into it yet to make it into a full yes. And I do feel like that's a lot because you're having to take on other people's burdens. You're having to take on a lot in this world. So please bear that in mind. We're going to move on now. We're going to move on now to Gemini. So, Geminis. What does a Geminis need to know today? What does a Geminis need to know about their question today? With the King of Wands here, we've got a lot of communication coming in. But I feel like this is like demanding communication. This is like somebody coming up and saying, I need to tell you about this. I need to get you to this. I need you to do this. But they're not really valuing you. You're being undervalued in the same process. This is either a boss or somebody who looks down upon you or kind of like sees it as, it's okay for me to just tell you what to do. It's okay for me to just give you orders. And I do feel like you are waiting for communication from them. Like you're waiting for their judgment calls. You're waiting for their communication. I almost feel like saying, like, Gemini, stop waiting around for them. Like, they are not your be all and end all in life. Even if they are the boss. Like, I almost wanted to say they're not the boss of you. But some of you, they might be literally your boss. And even though that they may be your boss, it doesn't mean that you have to put your entire life on hold to wait for them and wait for what they decide or what they discover, you know. You can kind of cut ties from this. And with the Strength card, I feel like you are lacking a little bit of confidence to tell them to shove off, you know. You're lacking that confidence to say, you know what, I'm not going to take it anymore. Your behaviour is bad, I'm just not going to take it anymore. And I do feel like with the Ten of Cups here, this is you kind of letting go and letting God. I do feel like that they aren't really offering the value here. You'll definitely be undervalued. Yeah, again, causing a lot of insecurity for you as well. And it's time for you to take action to move forward. If you continue waiting for this person, or waiting for this person to make a decision or to give you insight, etc., you're going to end up just waiting forever and never actually get that fulfillment you deserve. So be careful about that, be aware of that, because I feel like it is just dragging you down and down. The Page of Wands, though, and the Six of Pentacles and the Star card. So I do feel like this is a yes, but it's almost like a mentality of what is blocking it right here is not really fully investing into it. like, as we talked about that person before, you're investing in other people who you deem to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, but you're not really investing in yourself, which is a big major problem here. Because you're not investing in yourself, everything is just draining and taking a long time. So bear that in mind, because you're missing out on great opportunities here by waiting on other people. So bear that in mind. But I do feel like overall it is a yes. So we're going to move on now to Cancers. So Cancers. So Cancers. Cancers, what do the Cancers need to know today? What does the Cancers need to know today? Does the Cancers need to know about their yes or no question? You've been waiting for somebody to take action who's almost like dead as a doornail. Like, as in they're not taking action, they're not really doing anything. It's like you'd have to poke them to get any kind of reaction, you know. This person isn't really taking any of this seriously, and they're just kind of being a bit lazy. I don't feel like they're moving forward with any other aspects of their life. You're like, come on, come on, come on. Like, I'm waiting for you to take action. I feel like they don't really value a lot of things. Not even just like valuing you. They don't value a lot of things. Like, it's almost like they got to a stage where they don't really see meaning in anything. Like, they are just so in this kind of drained mentality. They don't really see value or magic in anything, you know. Got the Queen, the Eight of Pentacles here. Again, lack of focus. I almost wanted to say the Queen of Pentacles here, but we haven't got the Queen of Pentacles. I do feel like there is this element here of they kind of had expectations of other people helping them, or other people kind of helping them to continue on. And there is a little bit like this mentality of like, I'm trying to move forward, I'm trying to continue on. But yeah, there's a lot of lack of worth here. There's a lot of lack of worth. It's almost like they'll get abundance, or they get things to move forward to something as soon as they take themselves seriously. I feel like there's definitely this element here of them not taking themselves seriously. And with the Four of Swords, this is almost like getting to the realization that they need to find enjoyment first. But is this a yes or a no? I just want to make some more room here, Cancers. You're definitely dealing with somebody who's a bit of a bomb right now, you know. Is this a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a no. They're not really showing any value to this. The blockage is the fact that they need to move forward. They're choosing not to move forward. It's almost like they're expecting other people to do it for them. But I do feel like overall this is a no. Just be careful about this person that you're dealing with, because whoever this is just going to be very draining, and he's just going to expect everyone else to do everything for them. So I hope that helps you out, Cancers. We're going to move on now to Leo. So Leos. What does Leos need to know today? Oh, Leo, that one to pop out. You're choosing to pull back your energy here. You're choosing to make yourself the star of the show. You're walking away from opportunities of others because you start to see your own value, your own worth. So this is you choosing to walk away from some offers, choosing to walk away from some people, because you know you deserve more than that. You know you are worth more than that. And you're having to juggle a lot because of this. Like, you've been having to juggle a lot. You've been having to take on a lot because of other people. So you're choosing to leave those offers that do not serve you behind. There is an element here though with this Six of Wands on reverse of not having communication, not having any communication coming forward. And I feel like you had been left in the dark by these people or this person for a while. And now you're choosing your own happiness over what they may say or what they may think. And I do feel like this is good because this is you kind of removing those blockages for yourself. This is getting yourself more free, getting yourself more emboldened. But is it a yes or a no? I definitely feel like this is a yes, but there is an element here with the Eight of Swords of having to kind of take the blindfold off, having to see things a little bit more clearly. And I feel like communication is the one thing that's holding this back. And I almost feel like this is clear communication of you speaking your truth, you saying what you think, what you mean, what you want, rather than waiting on others. You're choosing to speak up for yourself, your own desires, your own needs. Because I feel like that's the only real way you're going to kind of really get out of this stuck pattern and this stuck behaviour. I'm going to move on now to Virgos, though. So, Virgos. What does Virgos need to know today? What does Virgos need to know today? Virgos, with the Eight of Pentacles here. There's definitely issues here of worry about losses. Yeah, there's definitely an element here of like self-worth, of feeling like I am striding towards my self-worth, I'm striding towards what I am worth. But there's a little bit element here of like it is kind of drag or draining this. You will be getting communication though soon to kind of help you to progress this forward. And I feel like it's that element of security. Am I going to get security? Am I going to feel secure in things? Am I going to feel the strength in things? That is going to bring you that kind of breath of fresh air here. But a lot of communication and a lot of like almost like networking is to be had. But you are manifesting this. You are manifesting a better change, a better new progression for you. Don't rush to action though, because you may not see it very clearly at first because people haven't had time to really speak their truth or really say what they mean. So you need to take a little bit of a step back from that to give yourself time and energy. But I feel like overall this is quite a positive one. Is this a yes or a no then? Yes, I do feel like it is a yes. There is going to be positive communication here. One thing I would say though with the Page of Pentacles is almost like there's like lack of balance. There's lack of balance, lack of offers right now, but yes, you will end up getting those offers through eventually. But I feel like overall the answer to the question is a yes. But this is almost like offers are being made to you eventually. There will be a little bit of slowdown first, but eventually, yes. I hope that helps you out though, Virgos. I'm going to move on now to Libras. So Libras, what does Libras need to know today about their question? You get movement forward here, Libras. And I feel like this is definitely in the area of career and finance, a lot of movement forward coming in for you. But you're having to pull your energy back right now from things that do not serve you, things that are draining, things that are just not good for you. And this is allowing yourself to free yourself from like kind of almost the monotony of it. Almost like the mentality of like, oh, nothing ever happens. It's just round and round in circles, you know. There is issues here with communication, particularly with people actually speaking, saying what they mean, basically. Speaking up, saying what they mean. And I do feel like with the Nine of Wands here, there is issues with the communication coming in. But with the King of Swords here, you can take action in this, you can rush forward, you can head forward. But I feel like you're choosing not to at this moment. You're choosing not to pursue people to kind of get them to speak up and say their mind, to move things in momentum. You're choosing to walk away from that. You're choosing to continue on regardless, basically. But is this a yes or a no? Is the answer to your question a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a no. It feels like there's lack of movement forward here, lack of momentum. But I do feel like you'll be offered something else instead. So although this is a no, it feels like either something similar or something better will take its place. So do understand that sometimes no's happen so something better can come in. And I do feel like that's what's coming in here, is something else is having to happen in order to get the momentum elsewhere. So I hope that helps you out. We're going to go on to the next one today, which is Scorpios. So Scorpios. What do the Scorpios need to know today? What do the Scorpios need to know today about their question? Sun card, a lot of commitment coming in for you, committing to things. Many of you are literally commitment in love life, commitment in marriage, commitment in general, but overall commitment. Many of you, this is literally going to be commitment in love with the Lovers card. And the reason why you're worried about this is because the person or the situation you're worried about for commitment from, they're not really taking action. They do value you, but they're not taking action. You are trying to manifest this, though. You're trying to create this step into reality, both through like trying to manifest, but also communication and actually taking control. You're definitely putting a lot of effort in this. I feel like the only problem is that the person you're dealing with, you think they are more capable than they actually are. Not necessarily in a bad way, but sometimes when we think people are more capable than they actually are, we kind of have these expectations of them of thinking, oh, they're going to be great, they're just going to go forward. And they never really kind of push it or pursue it. And that causes a little bit of an issue of how we move forward and how we create that momentum. There's definitely an element here, though, with the the Ten of Cups here, of lack of worth. I do feel like this is a no, and again, because this is like people not putting effort or time into this, I do feel like it's a little bit because they are incapable of putting that time or effort in right now. So bear that in mind, that although I do feel like if they want to, they physically can't put effort in this right now, which is causing it to be a no. Alright, I hope that helps you out. I hope it gives you the clarification you need. And we're going to move on now to Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know today about their question? What does Sagittarius need to know today about their question? The Queen of Pentacles here, you're definitely getting more value into your life. I almost feel like this is like you saying, I'm getting more value for the amount of hours I'm spending. So like, there's the concept that some people spend 5 hours working and they do nothing. Some people spend an hour working and they do 10 times more than that person that spent 5 hours. So understand that sometimes it's not about the amount you're working, it's the quality of the work you're putting in. And although you have been trying, your work effort is paying off more right now than it had before. This is giving you more time for like your emotions, to have fun, to enjoy yourself, to relax. And I feel like with the World card, allow yourself to get more movement forward and more momentum in your life in general. I do feel like with the Devil card, though, there is this element of you cutting things off and going for a whole new beginning, whole new start. And with the Nine of Wands here, I do feel like there is a little bit of an issue with communication coming in. And it's miscommunication more than anything. I do feel like you can correct this miscommunication through like offering a grapevine, offering like basically peace, offering to explain it a little bit more, because I feel like it's more miscommunication, not somebody not listening or not somebody just disagreeing. It's just that communication issue here that it feels like it's coming in with. Is this a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a no that'll turn into a yes, but it almost feels like not without hard work. So I do feel like at this present time it's a no, but it's something that can be turned into a yes because of the way you kind of work hard at it, the way that you put energy into it. It's a little bit stuck right now. It needs a little bit of a push off. It needs a little bit more momentum to make it into a yes. But I feel like this is a transitional one that can transition into a yes with the right hard work, with the right effort. So we're going to go into the next one now, which is Capricorn. So Capricorns, what do you need to know about your question today, Capricorns? With the Nine of Cups here, there is an issue here of being devalued. And I feel like it's devalued as a person. You're waiting for other people to approach you, other people to come towards you. But because they're devaluing you, they're not bothering to give you the time of day, not bothering to connect with you. Keeping a lot of their emotions back, keeping secrets, that kind of thing. You need to take action on this though, because they're never really going to value you until you put your foot down, until you take action. They're constantly going to be kind of walking all over you. There is an element here though with the Strength card, you're lacking the confidence to actually pursue this, to actually speak your mind. And I feel like more than anything, that's your big task here is, how can I start to learn to speak my mind? How can I start to learn to communicate better? Is this a yes or a no though? This is a no, but it can become a yes in time. This is a no because of lack of commitment, lack of communication. I almost feel like something very similar to this will come in as a yes later on. But with this particular question, it is a no because of this issue with the lack of commitment. And I feel like it's other people's lack of commitment, not yours. So do understand that sometimes it's because you've got people around you that aren't really taking things seriously, that things don't really pan out. Alright, I hope that helps you out. And we're going to go on next to the next reading, which is Aquarius. So, Aquarius, what does Aquarius need to know today? You've definitely been planning for the future here. Biding your time, planning for the future, making plans, making preparations. And it's almost like a mentality of like, I spent all this time trying to make plans here, and the universe or like people in general, I'm not respecting that. They're not taking it very seriously. Again, they're not taking it very seriously. You're having to slow down a bit here, because if you continue on at the same kind of momentum, you'll not be happy or enjoying it, because you'll feel a little bit like, well, you know what, I'm putting all this effort in, I'm getting nothing back in return. And this is you choosing to walk away from it. It's like you're taking everything you've planned, you've taken all the things you put momentum in and put time in and put plans in, taking it off and going into a new direction with it. Because those around you aren't really valuing what you've done, kind of thing. Is this a yes or a no, though? So, I do feel like this is a yes, but there is some slowdown here. Be careful about it taking a long time to materialise or a long time to happen, to move forward. Because of lack of action, and I feel like it's because you're giving other people or giving this situation the benefit of the doubt, and it's kind of slowing you down because of that. When you start to see that things just aren't progressing how you think they should, instead of just giving it more time, break away, go into the new direction, continue on, and that'll give you a lot more momentum here. So we're going to move on to the next one now, which is Pisces. So Pisces, what does Pisces need to know today about the question? What does Pisces need to know today about the question? Issues with actual momentum here, actually putting the effort in here. And this is almost like because you're contemplating, you'll know it's going to take a lot of time and energy. So you're almost like taking a back seat of saying, I'm not going to take action right now. I want to understand this right now. And then I want to plan out my next move. I do feel like you're going to pull up your energy back from taking action and back from other people. So you can get a bit of a clearer view ahead. You can get a bit of a clearer view of where you are pursuing to, where you continue on to, that kind of thing. So it's giving you a better idea of what is going on. With the Tower card though, there is slowdown here, lack of action. And with the 9 of Cups here, it's almost like feeling like people are devaluing what you are offering. You will get justice and movement forward here though. I feel like this is a temporary setback more than anything. Well, is this a yes or a no? I feel like it's a yes, but there is temporary setbacks, having to cut off communication, not really being seen as worthwhile, but it will end up progressing forward to a yes, do something worthwhile in the end. The only thing I'd say is, like, this isn't a straight path. This really isn't a straight path. This is going to take a lot of time and energy out of you to continue on and continue that momentum. Alright, I hope that helps you out, and I will see you all again soon. Somebody really wants to talk to you, and we're going to explore today how they feel about you, what they think about you, and generally what they want to say. So check out your star sign, and we're going to get started down below. We're going to get started with Aries. So Aries. This person is really trying to communicate with you. They're a little bit younger, they're a little bit nervous here. A little bit of mentality of, I'm not really sure I have much to offer you. Like, I'm not really sure I have much to put on the table here. They are going back and forth about the idea of communicating, the idea of getting close enough. And I don't feel like they're really valuing what they're bringing to the table here. This is somebody who's really devaluing themselves. They are going back and forth on whether or not it is a good idea to connect with you. But they see you as somebody very valuable. They see you as somebody that is like a prize to be won. Like, they really have high expectations of you. But with the Hierophant card, they almost feel like you wouldn't take them seriously. Like, I don't have much to offer. I don't have much to make you be interested in me. And so because of that, they're trying of like pulling away a little bit. They're trying to come close, but they're still trying to kind of hide their feelings. A little bit because they feel nervous. They feel worried. They're like, oh, I'm not really sure if this is a good idea. There is so much lack of value and lack of movement in their life right now in general. Like, this is definitely playing on them. Like, because the rest of their life isn't moving forward, because the rest of their life isn't progressing, they really feel like they're not worthy of love or worthy of connections. With the Empress card, they really want to connect to you. They really want to come towards you. So this person really highly values you. They will eventually come forward with an offer though. They will eventually come forward. But I feel like it's going to be a bit casual at first. You'll be a bit like, is this person really interested in me? Is this person really trying to connect with me? Or are they just kind of like, you know, kind of interested or kind of want to be my friend? Like, it won't be as clear as going, oh my god, I really want to be with you. You know, it won't be like, oh my god, I really want to be with you. It'll be very much more of a mentality of like, I want a connection, I want a friendship, like, but you know, maybe it would be good together as well. So there's a huge lot of insecurities here surrounding the idea of coming towards you and the idea of like speaking their mind and speaking their voice with you. So is there anything else you need to know about this person? Is it a new person? Yeah, I feel like it is a new person. This definitely isn't an ex. So it's somebody you've had a conversation with, you've had a talk with, but it's definitely not dated. I feel like for many of you, like, you see this person as a person that is very strong or doing really well for themselves. So you're quite surprised at why they'd be kind of like, I don't feel like I have much to offer. Because this person really does have a lot of emotions for you. We're just going to get some of these cards though as well. It was my fault, but I blamed you. It's time for me to heal. I couldn't let you get close to me. I know that I crossed the line with you. So this feels like in general he's talking about their past relationship. So the reason why they are so fearful right now of coming towards you and connecting with you is because in their past relationships they had somebody who blamed them for issues in the relationship, issues in the connection, and they're kind of bringing that in now. They know they need time to heal from that still, to kind of boost up their kind of feelings about themselves, boost up their confidence. This person really didn't let them get close to them, and this person really kind of crossed the line, you know, of what is fair. So because of that, they're dealing with a lot of scars here from it. They are trying to come towards you though. They are trying to make a move. It's just, it might seem a bit more like it's a friendship or just friendly at first. So we're going to go on to the next reading now. This is for Taurus. So Taurus. What does Taurus need to know about this person coming towards them? Who is this person coming towards Taurus for love? This is definitely like a water sign. Somebody very passionate, very in touch with emotion, very calming. They've tried to talk to you a lot, and I feel like this is coming to like having conversations, interesting conversations, fun conversations. For many of you, this is an ex. If it's not an ex, it's somebody who's been trying to get close to you romantically, or you figure that they would be interested romantically already. But they needed movement forward first in the rest of their life. So this person has delayed this because they know they need some self-respect. They need some self-insurance first. They need to self-improve first. They just didn't have anything together at the time. There was a lot of loss here, like financial loss, financial worries. And because of that, they had to get themselves out of that situation first. They have chosen to take control though and take charge to sort out the rest of life first before coming towards you. But they are dealing with a lot of sadness here because now that they've got it sorted, they're indecisive. They're like, did I do the right thing for taking my time with you? Did I do the right thing of waiting? And yes, I feel like they did. But it is going to take them some time to admit to themselves that it was the only thing they could do at the time. They couldn't really go further from this at the time. It was the only thing they could do at that point in time to really continue on, to really progress on. But what do you need to know about this though? I know I messed everything up. I hid behind materialistic things. I hope you can forgive me one day. So many things remind me of you. So this person is really hoping that you forgive them because they messed everything up before with you, their chance with you before, because they were focused on the materialistic. So they were focused on their career, their finances, that kind of thing. They were focused too much on that, and now everything kind of reminds them of you. Like, they look at everything and they get reminded of you. All they can do here is just think about how much they want to be around you, and they're just hoping that you can let them back in your life and let them be part of your life, you know. Because this person didn't mean to kind of leave you in the lurch, leave you hanging, but I feel like their life was a bit of a mess. They had to sort things out first. So we're going to move on now to the next one, which is Gemini. But if this has resonated with you, please let me know in the comments down below. And we're going to go into Gemini. So Geminis. Who is this person? How did they feel about you? Geminis, who is this person? This person isn't very good at communication. They kind of rush things out. Like, they try and communicate and then it all falls out. It all falls out. They never really seem to be committed to any one thing. And I don't feel like just relationships. I mean, like everything. Like every week they've got a new hobby or a new interest or a new job. With the reverse of the Two of Swords, they tend to think before they speak. They tend to put their foot in it a lot, Geminis. And I feel like as well they have a lot of negative affirmations because of that. Because they have messed up things before by saying the wrong thing, by just saying what they felt without really thinking of how it's going to affect others or what it's going to do. It has left them with this negative affirmation that no matter what I do, people are going to get mad at me because I always do the wrong thing. But they're trying to take action towards you regardless. They have that bravery, but they don't feel like they're on the right path. They feel like they're going to just mess it up. This person is kind of dealing with a lot of sadness surrounding it right now, which is making them like almost act more awkward. I feel like almost like when they're around you, they put their foot in it. They say the wrong thing, the inappropriate thing, they get worried because they feel like they made you mad or made you cross, There's this worry surrounding this. And they are disconnected a little bit from you because of that. And it's this feeling of every time I come near you, I screw things up. So they are dealing with a lot. They are trying to come towards you still. They're struggling at it, but they are still trying to. They're definitely attempting to. I know it was a distraction from your pain. That one wants to come out of reverse. I almost feel like with this one, it wasn't that was a distraction from your pain. It was the fact that they were so distracted they caused you pain, I love you unconditionally. And again, this is the whole thing of them getting distracted, throwing off the place and then causing harm to people around them by it, unfortunately. But they do love you unconditionally. I want to feel that way again. I feel you even though we're apart. So they still feel you, they imagine you, they dream of you. And they really feel this big, strong connection towards you. But they feel like whenever they kind of get distracted, they mess up. And then they cause pain to both you and everybody else. So this person is going back and forth of going, should I actually stay away or should I come towards you? I do feel like they are trying to come towards you though, regardless of they're messing up all the time and causing issues. They are choosing to head towards you. So I'm going to move on to the next one now, which is the Cancers. Cancers. So Cancers. Who is this person that is coming towards you? Who is this person that's coming towards you? They are choosing to, they have chosen and are choosing to disconnect from you, Cancers. Because they feel like they need to have more fun, have more enjoyment, focus on materialistic kind of things and childish things. This person has lost what is in focus, what is important. And with the 10 of Pentacles here, this person has really struggled with feeling of lack. So it's almost like they feel like if I don't just focus on my career finances, they feel like if they don't just focus on the career and finances, they'll lose everything. And that's the reason why they're choosing to cut off communication. It's almost like, I can't communicate with you, I need to focus on work. Like, I can't do what's fun, I need to focus on work, I need to focus on this, I need to focus on that. With the Emperor card here though, they are winning financially, like they are doing well for them financially, and their finances are improving. But it's almost like it's never enough. It's just never enough. And that's because their self-worth is coming from their financial side of things, their career finances. And it's almost like a hole that never can be filled. They're always feeling like it's less. They're losing. And I feel like it's that hyper-fixation. They are hyper-focused. I almost feel like they're just hyper-focused on they are a loser, that they cannot offer anything to anybody, they cannot give anything to anybody. Like, they are so hyper-focused about it. With the Ace of Pentacles here, though, they will make you an offer, they will come towards you. But I almost feel like this is like a little bit reluctant. This is almost like I can't get you out of my head, so I'll just come towards you anyway. And I feel like it might come across as quite sharp, quite bitter. And it's like, I love you kind of thing. And it's like yelling at you, like, hang on, like, why are you yelling at me and tell you that you love me and stuff? Can you not, like, come towards me nicely? Like, nice bunch of flowers and tell me how gorgeous I am, it's more they're coming out because it's almost like they can't contain it anymore, and they're angry at themselves for not containing it. So they're almost like angry because they're not focused on what they feel like they have to be. But by hyper-focusing on it, it's causing them to be stuck. It's causing them to be still. It's causing them to not to be able to move forward. What else can you tell me about this, though? Just being near you is intoxicating. I wonder if you are happy without me. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. We both know I'm not the one for you. So they stay awake thinking about you, but they keep on telling themselves, we both know I'm not the one for you. We both know I'd be terrible for you. But you are intoxicating to them. Like, they cannot stop thinking about you. They cannot stop dreaming about you. Like, they're like, what on earth is wrong with me? Like, no, I can't deal with this. And they're like, yeah, you are the one for them. But they are rebelling against it so badly right now. They're like, oh my God, like, I can't do this. And it's like, you know, like, yes, you can do this. But they are just rebelling. They are choosing not to be happy because they do not think they deserve to be happy. Like, I do not deserve to be happy. So they are very back and forth, and I feel like they will be very catty with you at first. Very kind of angry, bitter. But understand it's them fighting being happy. They feel like they just do not deserve to be happy. So I hope that helps you out, Cancers. We are going to move on now to Leos. So Leos. What does the Leos need to know today? What do the Leos need to know about this person who wants to contact them, who wants to kind of get in a connection with them, wants to talk to them? What does this person want? Like, who's this person who wants to talk to them? It's somebody who's tried to take action towards them in the past, but what is hidden is the fact that they were trying to build up for the wrong reasons. Like, I feel like this was a connection you had in the past, either an ex or somebody who just tried to flirt with you in the past, but they were trying to come after you for the wrong reasons. It's almost like they had an ulterior motive before, and because they have an alternative motive before, it kind of came back and bit them on the ass. It didn't go well for them because they were after something unfair. They were after something which they shouldn't have done. And this is almost like I tried to come after you because I wanted something from you. And that kind of bit me on the ass, you know. They do have deep emotions for you. Like, this is almost like you are irresistible to me. Like, I was just trying to get into connection with you or get close to you because I wanted something. But realistically, I've kind of fallen for your Leo energy. Yeah, like, I've fallen madly for you. And I can't, like, stop myself, you know. This person, though, is indecisive of if you would want them back or if you take them back. But I feel like actually there is movement forward here. I definitely feel like it's somebody you would take back. But you need to make sure that they've grown first. You're like, okay, I will take you back, but I need to reassurance that you have grown up. You have become better. You are going to progress this. You're going to invest time and energy into this. And I do feel like they are going to, but there is a little bit of like a nervousness of whether or not you would accept them back or not yet when in regards to them. I definitely feel like they will take action though. What else can you tell me about this though? I wish I could take back my words. So they're really regretting the words that they said to you. They really regret their actions. I knew exactly what I was doing. Like, they were not like in the you know, they were not like delusional or anything like that. They knew exactly what they were doing, exactly what they were creating here. I can't stop thinking about you. So they've been dreaming about you a lot, just thinking about you. And I regret lying to you. So they definitely regret their behaviours. They regret lying to you. And I feel like they just wish for a do-over. Like, if you've ever wished for an undo button or an eraser in real life, like they wish they could just erase all of that, go back to the beginning and start again, you know. Because they know they messed up. They know they messed up big time. and they kind of wish they could just have a new start with you. So there we go, Leo. So we're going to move on to the next one now, which is Virgos. So Virgos. I feel like somebody's been earwigging about you. So like somebody's been talking about you. So this person not only wants to talk to you, they've been talking about you, like earwigging, trying to get information about you, trying to hear about you. They want a new beginning with you, but they like trying to get surveillance. Like they're trying to get information about you. They're trying to spy on you. With the Lovers card, I feel like they feel like you wouldn't be interested in them romantically. I almost feel like there is love lost between the two of you, as in like there has been arguments and disagreements, and that's why they're trying to work out, like, are you dating anybody? Are you seeing anybody? Like, are you completely mad at me still? They're trying to come in to communicate with you at first, but they're doing it in the wrong way. This is almost like they're, instead of just coming up straight up to you and say, hi, how are you doing? I miss you. Do you want to hang out? Do you want to go for a coffee? They're coming in spying and childish behaviour, trying to get you to notice them, like going, oh yeah, I just happened to be at this place, like, and it's like, you know I was at the place, you know I come here, you know I checked in. So they know what they are doing here. They will eventually speak up, but they have this negative affirmation. They think if they tell you the truth, that they still desire you, they still want you, you will kind of like say, nah. They feel like the only way to get you is to trick you into it, which I don't like, is like childish as heck. But you will get movement forward here. They will start behaving better. I almost feel like there's other people that they're talking to you, talking about you too, that will turn around and say, stop messing about, just ask them out, you know. And I feel like that they will eventually go, okay, so my, you know, pretend stuff isn't working, me trying to be 007 isn't working, okay, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and come towards you. I hid who I really am from you. So they hid who they really was before. I feel you even though we're apart. I look for you everywhere. My life is not together as it seems. This person definitely puts this mask on their life in general, not even just about you, that their life in general is going really well and fabulous. And really it's a bit of a mess here. It's really quite a bit of a mess. They do look for you everywhere. They do kind of try and seek you out, try and find you. And they really feel you, even though you are apart from each other. They really feel you and sense you. But they hid who they were. They pretended to be somebody they weren't. And this is all going back to they don't feel like they are enough. They don't feel like they can offer enough. They don't feel like they can give enough. And because of that, they do pull away and they do run away from situations because they just really can't kind of deal with that. They really can't offer much for it. So bear in mind that although they are replaying these conversations, they just don't feel like they're worthy of anything right now. So that was Virgos. We're going to move on now to Libras. But please do check out your sun, moon and rising as well, as it may help you out. So we are going to move on to Libras. So Libras. So Libras. Who is this person that really wants to talk to the Libras today? They have been going back and forth. I almost feel like that they've been contacting you already, or trying to. Either literally contacting you or typing out a message and then deleting it, or trying to ring you up and then not ringing you up. This is definitely feeling like unworthiness, like I've lost out. They've put you on a pedestal, they've put you on a throne. They see you as larger than life, better than life. They've really kind of put you in this stance of going, oh my god, this person's amazing. How could they ever compete with them, you know? But they have a lot of emotions. I feel like this person does romanticize things sometimes, romanticize relationships. Like, instead of just going up to somebody and saying, how are you doing? They're instantly like, oh my god, I fell in love with you. I love you so much. And it's like, No, you don't. It's infatuation. You met somebody like 2 seconds ago. It's not love. It's infatuation, you know. They are having issues with communication. I don't want to say they're avoiding it, but they do have issues trying to communicate with you. And that's all to do with the nervousness and the lack of self-worth. It will take them some time, but eventually they will come forward. This is somebody who's going to be very slow to communicate, and that's to do with the nervousness. Like, you're going to be sitting there and going, I kind of think that they find me attractive or like me, but I'm not really sure because of this behaviour. I'm not really sure because of how they're acting. So there is a little bit of an anxiety here going back and forth of going, should I make a move? Shouldn't I make a move? Like, this is kind of confusing. Like, how are they really feeling? So there is a little bit of back and forth here. And this is because they are a little bit of a loner by nature. But they are going to offer you a connection. I just don't feel like it's going to be very quickly. I almost feel like there's so much fear. It's almost like they'll get to a stage where they'll have almost given up on it and gone, well, the only thing I can do is just go for it because I've already missed out now anyway, so might as well. There is this sadness to it as well. So first card out, I love you. I wish I had treated you better. With the I wish I'd treated you better, I do feel like this is very much them thinking, I wish I could have, like, almost like I wish I could kind of adore you, like ask you out, take you somewhere nice, take you somewhere fancy, that kind of thing. They wish that they could treat you better. They wish they could connect with you and spend more time, quality time together. We need to let go of each other, but they feel like they're having to let go of you. Like, they feel like they're forced to let go of you because they feel like that they are too immature. They do not understand themselves. They do not understand what you would want. Like, I am not good enough for you. It's almost like they told themselves, I am not good enough for you. You'll reject me. And this is all their negative thinkings because I feel like they are a really good person. They just got this negative thought pattern of themselves that tells themselves they are not worthy of love and they are not worthy of being appreciated. So I hope that helps you out, Libras. We're going to move on now to Scorpios. So I'm going to have a look into what Scorpios need to know. So Scorpio, how does this person feel about you? Scorpios, who's this person that wants to talk to you? How do they feel? So Three of Pentacles, this is person that's been planning. This person has been planning how to talk to you, how to come in contact with you. They've been like almost like rehearsing, trying to manifest. They haven't taken action yet though. I feel like it's a little bit because they are scared and shocked, but it's a little bit as well because they have a lot to overcome first. They have a lot of things going on in their life, so it's a little bit of bad timing. And they haven't completely left behind what they need to kind of progress forward yet. So they are planning out in their head how to approach you, how to come towards you. But because their life is a little bit of a mess, they don't physically have the ability to come towards you yet. They can't really kind of get into a connection with you yet because of that. They will continue to contact you though. So this is almost like somebody who will come into contact and say, hi, how are you doing? But they won't be able to take actual action yet because their self-worth is quite low. With the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords here, I also want to say Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords here, they're not taking action because of Pentacles, because of money, because of finances. So I feel like that's more of their blockage more than anything. They have the bravery to approach you, but they have other obstacles in their life right now. But with the Six of Pentacles, they are starting to balance that out. So within the next few weeks or month or so, that's when they're going to approach you. That's when they're going to come towards you. But they need to sort that out first. Timing isn't always 100% though. Please bear that in mind. Timings are often off. We both know I'm not the one for you. I know I messed everything up. So this person feels like they mess everything up in relationships. And they almost like, they're like, it's not fair for me to come towards you yet. It's not fair to me to come towards you until I've got things balanced, because it's just not fair to like expect you to put up with this, you know. They did hide behind materialistic things though. And so many things in their life remind them of you. Like, they are reminded of you a lot. Like, they cannot stop thinking about you, you know. They have tried and tried and tried to come towards you, but there is this element of not even sure how to. But I do feel like this is more to do with issues in their life that are outside their control, that is pushing them away from you. So do give this person time, because they have the ability to come towards you, they have the willpower. It's just more to do with other obstacles, unfortunately. So that was Scorpio. This is now Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know today? What is this person that wants to talk to you, Sagittarius? This person is like an emperor. They are doing well financially. Other people look up to them financially, career-wise. Some of you might be literally an Aries as well. With the Ten of Pentacles here, though, they have had financial difficulty in the past. So this is a person who has come either from nothing, is self-made, or they've just had a lot of financial issues in the past. But they're quite secure now. It's like they've got everything in alignment now. They've got everything moving forward. And that kind of held them off from actually being able to connect with you before. It's almost like they didn't focus on love or romance as much in the past, because they felt like they need to get the other aspects of their life together. They need to get their career together, etc. So they felt like they needed to get those aspects first and then kind of come towards, then kind of continue on. With the Page of Cups here, though, I do feel like there is a little bit of an element here of, like, I didn't want to come towards you until I had something to offer. But now they're removing those blockages, I feel like they will start to come towards you. I just don't feel like, I feel like they feel like it's not very fair for them to do it yet until they know 100% that things are sorted. So next few weeks, next few months, that's when they're going to come towards you. I do feel like though that there's going to be some like friendship banter, back and forth, like friendly banter. I do feel like this is somebody new though, not an old connection or an old flame. So a new connection coming in. And this is somebody who takes quite pride in their work, proud of themselves, quite a proud and strong person. And they kind of enjoy the fact of how much you've accomplished as well. So we're going to have a little bit of look at these cards though. What else do you need to know about this person though? I'm starting to understand our connection. So some of you actually might have a connection before with them, but not actually as an ex. I love you. So this person is starting to realise that he is love. It's not just friendship. You came closer than anybody, and I couldn't let you get close to me. So at the time, they couldn't let you get close to them. That's why it became more of a friendship, not a romantic connection. And they had to kind of pull away a little bit. They had to kind of pull away and sort themselves out first, because it was the only way they could really continue on. It was the only way they could really kind of progress forward. So I hope that helps you out, Sagittarius. We're going to continue on now to Capricorn. So Capricorn. Who's this person that wants to talk to you, Capricorn? They really want a commitment here. This person is going back and forth though. They're taking their time. They're being slow about it. Because I feel like this is an ex or somebody that you walked away from in the past. Either they walked away from you or you walked away from them. But this is definitely like an ex. Like, they're going back and forth, but they really want a commitment this time. They really want it to be a commitment. They're choosing to take action. They're choosing to fight for this. So this is almost like somebody who's a bit like, I feel like you might kind of ignore me, but I'm going to choose to fight for this. I'm going to choose to try and make this work this time. They have got their career and finances in order, and I feel like this has kind of given them a bit of a whole new lease of life. So it's almost like some of their pains from the past to do with career and finances have been dealt with, and it's kind of made them into a bit of a better person, more stable person. Somebody who is more willing to share their communication, share how they feel, because I do feel like that was a blockage here. They weren't really honest with you about their thoughts, their feelings. They didn't really let you in before because they were dealing with a lot of stress and strain. So they kind of kept you at arm's length. They kept you at this position where you weren't really moving forward or progressing because they were keeping you held back. I'm starting to understand our connection. It's time for me to heal now. I left you before you could leave me. I'm waiting for a sign from you. So whoever left, definitely left because they thought they were going to be broken up with. Like, it wasn't even because the person who left wanted to leave. It was because they felt like there was nothing else they could do other than leave first, so that they would theoretically get less heartbroken, which just really isn't true. They are waiting for a sign from you, waiting to see if it's okay for them to reconnect, because they're still a little bit in this healing process right now. But I do feel like that they understand the importance of this connection and understand why it was an important connection now, and they're trying to rekindle that, they're trying to rebuild that again. So I hope that helps you out, Capricorns. We're going to move on now to Aquarius. So, Aquarius. So, Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know today? What does Aquarius need to know about this person who is trying to contact them? This person is trying to offer you the world. Like, when they come in, they're going to try and offer you the world. I do feel like it's somebody new, not somebody you had a conversation with. Yeah, definitely not an ex or anything like that. They will be quite slow moving at times, though. It's like almost like they'll show you off, they'll like show you a good time, they'll flatter you, that kind of thing. But when it comes to commitment, I don't feel like they will like offer the commitment straight away. But I feel like it's they will want to. It's just they'll be like, well, if I instantly say, will you marry me? You're going to think I'm a fucking weirdo, you know? You're going to think I'm a weirdo. And I really feel like it's kind of like I'm not going to say, let's be in a relationship straight away. I'm just going to like flirt and chat and stuff like that. And then like see where it comes from there, you know? But they don't really enjoy this game. They'd rather just rush in and say, I want to date you, you know. But they're feeling insecure about that. So they will take it slow. So don't be put off by this slow movement forward. Because in time they will actually communicate their feelings quite freely. And they are going to be a very romantic person. They're just worried about scaring you. They're worried that if they come off as too eager, they will scare you off. But enjoy the pampering. Like, I really feel like this is somebody who's going to buy you lots of things or take you out to nice places, that kind of thing. I remember every detail of that day. So they'll replay and remember every detail of the time that you spend together. And they'll be trying to think, when will we be together again? Planning out the date nights, planning out when will we be together again. I wish I could take back my words. So they are very nervous about their words. Like, when they replay it, they do go, well, I wish I didn't say that. I wish I didn't say this. Because they really can't stop thinking about you. This is somebody who's very much obsessed with you, but they're trying to play the long game. They're trying to pretend that they're not. because they have about this fear of like scaring you into like running away because like, oh my god, like you're too obsessed with me, you know, that kind of mentality. But do enjoy this, do enjoy the fun of it, because I do feel like it's going to be a bit of the fun of the chase, you know. Pisces. Who is this person that wants to talk to you? Who's this person that wants to talk to you? They definitely want to rush in with action. They're definitely not messing around. And they want to invest this for the long term. They want to play for keeps. None of this, like, keeping my options open thing. But there is a lot of troubled waters right now, both between you and them in general. I feel like whoever this was either was childish in the past in general, in past relationships, or was childish towards you. But they are definitely gaining that confidence, the strength now. Some of you, this is literally a Leo. But this person is trying to race forward and trying to take action. But with the Ace of Wands, there is issues with communication here. Issues of how they communicate. But I feel like actually they will start to be truthful about this. They will start to admit how they feel. I just feel like there's a little bit of an element here of them rushing things a little bit. They still have some issues to work out along the way. What else do you need to know about them though? I look for you everywhere. I hid who I really am from you. I'm not available. I left when I saw somebody with you. So this person did in the past hide who they really were in relationships. I don't even feel like from you. It was more like when they used to have relationships, they'd hide who they were because they would always like leave before the other person could left. I don't feel like they were available to you in the past because of them needing to kind of open up more, express themselves more. So it was an issue they had to work through. So I hope that helps you out, and I will see you again soon. Hello there, do you have a question that you really want the answer for? So this is a yes or no reading for any question you can think of. So focus on that question now, get it straight in your mind, and do make sure it's in the format of a yes or a no answer. If you do want more detailed readings about how they're feeling about you or what they're thinking about you, please check out the rest of my channel, as there'll be more detailed readings on there as well. But we're going to get started though with the first star sign. So just pick your main star sign, your rising sign, and we're going to get started today with Aries. So first of all, what does Aries need to know about their question? What does Aries need to know about their question? We've got the Ace of Pentacles here, dealing with insecurities here. And I feel like with the Lovers card, this is like insecurities because you're not really feeling the love. You're not really feeling the attention. You're not really feeling the I feel appreciated vibe here. You're feeling a little bit insecure because of it. You're feeling a little bit like, oh, am I not offering something that they need? But more than anything, you're just feeling a bit lonely. I do feel like your heart is set on a whole new beginning, a whole new start for yourself to help you with this and help you continue on. But you need to be overcoming that. You need to be heading forward. And I do feel like more than anything, this will kind of help you to get control, get communication back in. And this is helping to really unblock yourself. I feel like almost like part of the issue here is getting to the stage and going, you know what? I have focus on myself. I have focus on who I need to be, where I need to go, what I need to become. And I do feel like that's kind of bringing you back into here of being able to actually progress and actually achieve. The Queen of Pentacles here, and we've got the Moon card. So a lot of offers coming in. So I feel like just in general, you're going to have a lot of offers of manifestations, particularly in the career and finance kind of niche. And I feel like this, although you will be emotionally still a little bit up and down, this is really helping you here with the with the Four of Wands, to your 11-11 moment, to your progression, to your dreams. So do embrace this, even though you might be feeling a little bit up and down, because this is really going to help you to keep on, continue on, and keep up that vibe. So with your question though, is it a yes or a no? Is it a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is a no, and this is almost like it wouldn't offer you much. It wouldn't bring much to the table. I almost feel like you looked at this as if it's going to be perfect, it's going to be great. All that glitters is not gold. You might be just looking to the materialistic aspects of it, or the baseline aspects, like how everyone else perceives it or how everyone else sees it. So be careful about that, because that's really going to hold you back quite a bit. And I feel like more than anything here with the Emperor card in reverse, it's a bit of a false Emperor situation. Whatever you're asking about, it might seem brilliant, it might seem great right now, but realistically, like 3 months down the line, you're going to not be very happy with it. So be careful about that, because it is going to hold you back from really kind of achieving. So allow it to let go and let God, and let yourself realize that, you know what, I can basically progress forward, I can continue on, and I don't have to have this to be happy. So I hope that helps you out, Aries. If it has, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you all again in a second. So we are going to move on now to Taurus. So Taurus, what does Taurus need to know today about your question? So Taurus, what do you need to know today about your question? So I feel like many of you are a bit split, but you are kind of focused on movement forward. A little bit split here, and the reason why I say split is you are glad for the progression, you are glad that you're unsticking yourself, but it's a little bit like, I'm happy I'm heading forward, but I'm sad to see it go, you know. A little bit of a heavy heart here, I feel like, but actually you are securing what is valuable to you. And I feel like whatever this was, either wasn't taking you seriously or wasn't something that should be taken seriously in your life. So it's a little bit like you're putting all this kind of energy in, all this kind of pride into it, and it really wasn't giving you what you needed. With the Four of Cups here, there is a certain level here of lack of value, lack of worth, and just generally like lack of enjoyment, you know. I do feel like this is a case of this was the only thing that could be done in the situation. So you're heading towards progression, you're heading towards pride. And I do want to use the word pride, of being proud of what you have achieved, or proud of how your life is, or proud of how things are going. But there is still going to be quite some troubled waters ahead. So you're not quite out of it yet. So there needs to be some more communication to deal with this sadness or deal with this blockage, to really kind of manifest this forward, to really kind of push it forward, and to really continue it on. But is this a yes or a no though? Is this a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a yes. There is a little bit of indecision here. Like, it definitely is a yes though. It definitely isn't a yes. With the Five of Pentacles, there might be, in the middle here with the reverse of the Judgment, there may be some indecision blocking it, but this is a yes. But I feel like your own indecisions, your own kind of worries of, am I doing the right thing, am I making the right choices, might be slowing this down a little bit. So be careful about that. Start trusting your inner voice, start trusting your intuition, and that'll really kind of help you to continue on. So I hope that helps you out, Taurus. And we're going to move on to the next sign now, which is Gemini. So Gemini, what does a Geminis need to know today? What does Geminis need to know today? If it was Taurus to Geminis. Geminis, what do you need to know today, Geminis? What do you need to know today, Geminis? What do you need to know today? A little bit mixed up here, a little bit like all over the place, a little bit all over the shop. You are seeking out justice here though. Although I do feel like you're a little bit scatterbrained, a little bit scattered, a little bit like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. You are seeking justice for yourself. And I feel like this is more of a, not unkindness. This is more of like I deserve better than this. I should have better than this. I should get better than this. And it's going to a stage where you're like, you know what? I know I deserve better than this. I know I shouldn't put up with this crap, you know. With the 9 of Swords here, there has been a lot of like sadness, particularly to do with your throat chakra, as I'm losing my voice again. So there is some sort of like compression of the throat chakra, so your voice is being compressed, your sense of self is being compressed. It's a brilliant signal when they do that. But when they compress my throat chakra, I can't speak and give the message out. When it's other parts of my body, I'm fine. But with that particular one, it just messes me up a little bit. But it is a useful sign. So with the 9 of Swords here, there is this sadness, and it's all to do with your throat chakra being compressed. You can't speak freely, you can't speak up for yourself, you can't really feel like your voice is being heard. And that's leading to a lot of this sadness of like not feeling strong, not feeling confident, not feeling like, yeah, I can take on the world. Take it slowly on yourself as you start to kind of open up again, as you start to take a breath, as you start to speak, as you start to continue on. And I feel like with the Ace of Cups here, you'll be offered security in this. So you will be offered a secure place forward, secure progression forward. With the Queen of Cups here, I feel like you have so much to offer the world, but it's not being seen or understood yet. Like, you are glowing like the sun and other people aren't realising it or seeing it yet. But with the 10 of Cups here, you have so much to offer and so much opulence that are going to come in for you. And yes, I want to use the word opulence. You are manifesting opulence into your life, dear. With the 10 of Cups here, like, you are manifesting some amazing opulence, and I love that. I love that. Is this a yes or a no? So we got the 4 of Wands, also my 1111 card. I do feel like this is a yes. This is definitely a yes. Like, you are manifesting forward, you're progressing forward. Particularly if this is anything to do with, like, where is my life headed? Where am I going? That kind of things. Particularly around those kind of things. If you're looking to, like, is this where I'm going forward? Is this where I should be going forward? I would see it as a huge positive here. There is an element here of, because it's not secured yet, you are getting nervous about it because you haven't got that security yet. It's so much easier to go, oh, you know what? Investing into Microsoft was a brilliant idea back when it started. Nobody knew it was going to be good. You know, you can't look back in hindsight and say, oh, I should have bought Bitcoin when it was like, you know, $1 for like 1,000 or something, you know. Like, we can't look back at that and go, I should have done that. Because at the end of the day, we have to live in the moment. We have to live with the information we have right now. And that's all the information you had. And so don't look back and say, oh, you know, I'm worried about this. I'm insecure about this. I just want to know what's going to happen next. Understand that all you can do in life is make the best choices based on all the information available, whether it's through psychics and stuff, but you have to make the choices on all the information you have available. We can't skip to the good part. We can't skip to the end. We can't skip to physically knowing 100% this has already happened. Because when it's already happened, there's no point knowing it. Like, if you knew, like, okay, I know exactly how my life's going to end, you wouldn't kind of experience it. You wouldn't kind of live it. You wouldn't learn. And I do feel like you have to see this more of a learning pattern of going, you know what? I should be secure in the knowledge that if this is, I've made the best choice I can right now. But I do feel like this is a big yes, though. The only problem I would say with this is be careful about not focusing on the materialistic aspects. Sometimes we're focused on how much money we can earn, or how much progression we have, or how much attention we can get from people, that kind of thing. Be careful about that, because I feel like there's an element here of like, oh, I'm not really sure, like, it's a good idea to do this or not, because I won't earn as much money, but I'll really enjoy it. Sometimes you have to go after the enjoyment. Yes, we all have bills to pay, but try to go after the enjoyment a little bit more. But this is a big yes for you, Gemini. We're going to continue on now. We're going to continue on now to Cancers. So Cancers. Oh. Cancers. What does the Cancers need to know today? There we go. What does the Cancers need to know today? What does the Cancers need to know today? With the Queen of Wands here, you're getting some communication coming through, and I almost feel like this is somebody coming to you and going, what's your advice? What do you think about this? Like, giving you details, giving you information. They're wanting to know, like, where do I go next? What do I do next with this? They're wanting almost to seek your approval. But I feel like you are very hesitant and doubtful about this. You almost feel like why are you coming for me for advice? Why are you asking me about this? I don't know anything. So you're feeling a little bit insecure. You're not really sure how to react. And because of that, you're choosing not to take action. You're just a little bit like, why are you coming for me for answers? Why aren't you going for somebody else? Why aren't you asking somebody else how they feel about this? Why are you focused on me? So there is definitely an element here of that. I will want to fall out. So we've got the Magician card. You're definitely manifesting a new start, a new beginning in your life. I would be careful about this kind of doubting yourself. If somebody's come for your advice, give it them. Because even if you can preference it with a, look, this is just my advice. This is just what I think. I could be completely wrong. But as long as you kind of say to them, like, this is how I feel. This is what I think. Then you're kind of being open and honest with them. You're giving them this conversation. You're giving them this connection. And I feel like that's really going to help you. It's really going to help you to continue on. We've got the Queen of Swords here, though. It's time for you to take action. Instead of kind of going, oh, I'm not really sure kind of thing. Take some action. Take some progression here. And I feel like with the Hangman, you will see so much improvement in yourself, in your life, in your way going forward. You're going to see so much progression here and so much improvement by doing that. But you do need to kind of take a step out of it and take a stake in this. Take a step out of it. Take a stake with this. Sorry, some of the weird messages they give me, like, to show me, like, you've got to take a stake in this. They show me a stake, and then somebody taking a stake into the stake. Yeah, so you've got to lay a stake in this. With the Six of Wands here, there is some communication coming in. Just want to clarify. It is a yes, though. I feel like there is some bumps in the road here. Some issues with communication. Somebody being stuck in their ways, put in their old self, like stuck in their own selves, their old ways of being. And I feel like there may be some bumps up and down, like things go down, things go a bit badly, and then they come back around positively. But I feel like with the Ten of Swords here, this is gonna like really kind of continue on in like a really positive light. This is like unsticking yourself, removing the blockages. It's not gonna be quick. Yes, it's gonna be a little bit bumpy, like a little bit bumpy along the road. But yeah, I do feel like this is really going to be good progression forward for you. And there is a big yes. So please let me know down below if this has resonated with you, if you enjoyed it. We're going to continue on now to Leos. Leos. So what does the lovely Leos need to know today about their question? I think the lovely Leos need to know today about their question. You're hesitant to communicate. You're holding back. I almost feel like this is a little bit to do with like you feel like a little bit unworthy, or feel like if this is about contact with a person or a thing, this is almost like I don't feel like they'll want me around. But in general, this is like feeling unworthy. You do care about this a lot. So this is almost like you're choosing not to take action, even though you care a lot. And it is making you having to hide who you are and not speak out about your true, like, passionate heart. Like, you're choosing to kind of hold it back. You're choosing to close it off a little bit. And I feel like you could have some really good, amazing some amazing progression forward here. But I do feel like there is an element here of pulling back. And you are pulling back and hiding away right now. It's time for you to act. Act confidently. Act as though you know you are protected in this. And with the Page of Pentacles here, I feel like you need to embrace that younger self. So the younger self in you would have just gone, let's just try it. Who knows what'll happen? Might be great. But the older self that is a little bit more like, oh, I'm not sure if it's going to be good or bad. Like, I'm not sure where it's going to go. You are choosing to pull back. You're choosing to kind of run away from this. So there is an element here of hiding. You need to embrace that more of like, I could do anything, you know, kind of mentality. With the 8 of Wands here, though, I do feel like there's a lot of your communication with others has been cut off. Like, they've cut off from you and pulled back. And it's almost like you're wedging the door open. And I feel like that's what you're having to do here. Almost like wedge the door open. Is this a yes or a no for Leos, though? I do feel like this is a yes. And I feel like more than anything, this is coming from your communication, your action. The only issue here is that you might not take the action, but as you kind of take the action, be careful to not be too blunt as well. So gently kind of come in here, like, don't kind of just rush things. Take it slowly, but do take action, because I feel like there's almost like the all or nothing approach here. Like, either you'll go all in and like really try and push it, really try and continue on, or you'll kind of pull back and run away. And I feel like that is a little bit of an issue here of pulling back and running away. But you will really get some amazing kind of momentum here if you choose to, and you choose to continue on. So I hope that helps you out, Leos. And we are going to go on to the next one now, which is Virgos. So Virgos now. Virgos, what does the Virgos need to know today? So what do the Virgos need to know about their question today? You are removing the blockages from your life. Almost like some of you literally by force. You're going, nah, I'm not having this. I'm not having these blockages. I need to continue on. I need to move forward. And with the 5 of Pentacles here, this is almost like you get to a point of going, you know what? I value myself. Other people should value me. Other people should see what I'm bringing to the table. You're not giving a crap, basically. You're not giving a crap, basically. You're just not caring about this anymore. You know, you're wanting to communicate with others. You're wanting to see this through. And more than anything here, with the 4 of Cups, this is almost like I'm devalued if you don't. Like, if you devalue me and I accept less from you, other people will do that and they'll devalue me more and more and more and more. It's almost like there's a cake for sale or something, you know, just an example. And then somebody comes in and says, oh, it's, you know, $20. I'll give you $15 for it. You go, oh, okay. And then tomorrow somebody else said, well, you sold it to somebody else for $15. So, and I don't think it's worth that. So I'll give you $12. And the next day somebody else comes in and says, I'll give you $10. The more that you kind of allow other people to devalue you, the more likely other people will devalue you in the future. And I feel like that's what you're coming to the conclusion with right now. You're realizing that this isn't like, you know, this isn't like a this isn't like you actually understand. You're actually getting to a point of understanding that you shouldn't accept more and understanding your own worth, which is helping you to progress forward. I'm trying to not slip up on the words then. With the Knight of Swords here, you are definitely taking control, taking action to reclaim this and create new contacts that do value you, that if anything overvalue you rather than undervalue you. Because you've lost out a lot here through your lack of action. But is this a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is a no, because it's almost like because this would lead you to something you wouldn't enjoy, you wouldn't be passionate about, you wouldn't be happy with. What's blocking it is the fact that you're having this momentum forward, you're having this movement forward, you're continuing on forward. And I feel like more than anything, Virgos here, you're getting to a point where you're like, you know what? Although this is a no, the reason why it's a no is because I have to move forward in a new direction. I have to try something new. So this would be almost be repeating the past for you if it was a yes. This is going to a whole new direction, a whole new being, a whole new start for you. And I do love it. Like, it is brilliant. So do take it with love though, Virgos. We're going to continue on now to the next one, which is Libras. So Libras, what do you need to know today, Libras? What do you need to know today, Libras? We have got the Four of Wands here. So Libras, there's definitely this whole, like, you are embracing almost like a dream. And I do feel like many of you are looking for a level of a moment. Either you've been seeing it, you've been hearing it, but generally you are actively trying to manifest that, like trying to manifest this brand new beginning for yourself. And I feel like this is because you've got a plan and you're sticking to it. You've got this vibration that you want to become, you want to head towards. And with the Three of Wands here, you're choosing to walk out of communication of things that do not meet or match that kind of expectation. This is definitely you pulling back your energy as well. So you're not pulling back your energy out of fear. This is out of a choice to go, I need to head towards something that matters, something that I can depend on, something that is good for me. But communication is going to be a little bit of an issue here, but you will manifest this whole new beginning. I feel like you've got a lot of powerful manifestation energy right now with the Magician card. Yes, you may be burning the candle at two ends of doing a lot of work, doing a lot of things you need to get done. But this is really good for you in general. With the High Priestess here in reverse though, be careful about kind of these self-doubts creeping in. And generally, more than just the self-doubts, more of lack of balance. So you might kind of work yourself to exhaustion looking for this or trying to manifest this. So take action, but make sure it's decisive action. So you've thought it through long and hard. You know where you need to go. Not out of fear, but out of like tactics of going, okay, if I want to spend all my energy doing this, is this a good idea? Should I move towards a new beginning or something else? And I really feel like that's going to keep you on top. So I'm just going to move these out of the way a second and we're going to get your answer. So is this a yes or a no? I just wanted a little bit of room. So I do feel like this is a no. With a Hierophant card, other people aren't taking you seriously, and I feel like it's a little bit of a communication issue here. With the Four of Wands though, Four of Swords here though, the issue why this can't be is because it would lead you to sadness or pain. So it's almost like it's a blessing in disguise. Like, because this isn't going forward, it's releasing you from your shackles with this, it's releasing you from this, and it's really kind of getting you to a point where you can sort of kind of enjoy yourself again. But you are going to have another bright start around the corner. So although this is a no, you're going to have another bright start, bright new beginning around the corner. So, yeah, for Libras, that was Libras. Next up here is the Scorpios. So Scorpios, what do you need to know today, Scorpios? Scorpios, what do you need to know today? So we have got the Eight of Pentacles. Almost like some planning is involved in this. Like, you're carefully planning, you're carefully getting the connections, the commitments to allow this to go forward. It has been zapping some of your joy to you to not be able to like focus or continue on. And this is because you're focused on your next level up. So the next time you level up, next time you go forward, this is very much you kind of focused on that. With the Nine of Cups here, this is kind of allowing you to kind of really get what you need and really kind of see where you need to become. And really kind of get that affluence back in, and a right kind of ambience as well. So you're feeling like the vibes around you are just feeling a little bit better. Sorry, I need some water or some coffee. With the Ace of Pentacles here, though, I do feel like there is going to be this period of insecurity, feeling like you're missing out a little bit because you're having to, like, cut off loose ends, cut off bad things in your life, that kind of thing. I do definitely feel like it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but you are headed towards, like, a new beginning. So it's a case sometimes we have to turn down a job so that we can get an even better job, you know, that kind of thing. Sometimes we have to turn down something good to allow us to get something even better. But yeah, communication is definitely an issue here. And with the Knight of Wands here, there is so much communication that is heading towards here. Like, you are building up some amazing connections as well. But there is a little bit of any kind of big changes you make always feel a little bit uncomfortable. And you always find yourself having to try and work out, how do I kind of continue on? How do I progress forward? So understand this isn't going to be an easy change for you. You're trying to do something quite important and quite big. But is this a yes or a no? So I also want to say this may start out as a no and then progress into a yes and then change into a yes later down the line. So this is almost like if somebody said no to you and then a week later said, you know what, yes. This is almost like that. And I feel like the reason for this is either whoever you're dealing with or whatever this is, all the cards haven't come out to play yet. So either this person isn't telling you the whole truth or the whole situation, or everything hasn't come into alignment yet. So although this will be a yes eventually, it may sound like or come out as a no to begin with, because it's not really in the right place or the right situation right now. So I hope that helps you out, Scorpio. We're going to head on now to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know today? So we've got the 9 of Pentacles here. So you're definitely continuing on. You're definitely focused on, what am I kind of achieving here? What am I accepting? And this is after just sluggish momentum. Like, you want things to happen quickly and they're just slow and sluggish. You're like, well, it's slow, but I can't complain too much because I'm heading in the right direction. I'm heading in a healthy direction. With the Queen of Wands here, though, there is some positive and good communication coming back and forth. And I feel like it's because somebody around you is trying to offer you something secure, trying to offer you a lot to you. But there is issues of communication between you or between you and this situation that is slowing it down a little bit. I almost feel like it's partly you need to kind of open up. You need to express yourself about your wants and desires. Communicate with them and take action. Choose to take action. I feel like this is really going to be amazing for you once you choose to take action, once you choose to head on. But the only problem is I don't feel like you're quite there yet. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is it's almost an element here of like, oh, we'll kind of continue on, but it's not quite there yet. Is there anything else you need to know about this though? I feel like there's something else. You might feel like a little bit of a stuck thrown off balance. And I feel like this is because for somebody to make this kind of level of commitment, they have to spend some time thinking about it. I don't feel like it's just them, it's you as well. You're having to kind of think it over, and it is leading to a lot of sadness and pain of like going, I'm not really sure, I'm a little bit unsure about it. Is this a yes or a no though? Do you want to clarify? So I do feel like it is a yes. One thing I would say, yes, as long as you focus on it. Like, you need to focus on it. You need to speak your truth. Because there's almost this element here of, like, believing that you are trapped. I almost feel like this other situation or this other person can't come towards you until you actually speak up about what you want, what you need. So there is an element here of being stuck because you need more of this progression, or you need to shift forward. So I hope that helps you out though, Sagittarius. We're going to continue on now to Capricorn. So Capricorn, what do you need to know today, Capricorn? What do you need to know today, Capricorn? You are getting momentum here. And this is after you've had to take on a lot of hard work. You've had to take on a lot in your life. And nobody else has been helping you. You're kind of ready to like drink from that cup and kind of allow yourself to enjoy it. But you're a little bit like, well, if I start enjoying myself, what will other people say? What other people think? There's a little bit of nervousness around this. It's almost like I don't want to allow myself to enjoy this. I don't want to allow myself to enjoy myself. With the King of Pentacles here, though, there is a lot that you are being offered. And I feel like with the Four of Wands, this is almost like a wow, this is really doing amazing for me. This is really continuing on amazingly. There is an issue here with balance, like a lack of balance here with the High Priestess. And I feel like that's leading to a lot of insecurities and fear surrounding you. But once you take action and go, you know what? I'm embracing this. I'm embracing this new beginning. I'm embracing this new start. I do feel like those kind of fears will kind of evaporate. Is this a yes or a no, though? I do feel like this is a no, and the reason why it is a no is because it would cause trouble or issues or isolation for you. With the Empress card, though, I do feel like actually this is going to be good for you in the long haul. A little bit before people are successful, they have to do things that just don't play out or work out. And I feel like with the Hierophant card, people haven't been really taking it very seriously for a while. And you're getting to the stage where people are starting to kind of treat you more seriously and understand what you need to do and how you need to progress. So although it is a no, I do feel like it's helping you in the long term. So we're going to go on now to Aquarius, but if you enjoyed this, please do let me know down below. So Aquarius, what does Aquarius need to know today? What does Aquarius need to know about the question today? So we got the Ace of Pentacles here. Feeling like everything you're doing is being dragged down. Like, I try and try and try. I'm not really getting the security I deserve or the momentum. You are starting to connect to some more interesting and new people, though. She's beautiful. And this is because you've been quite truthful with who you are, what you are like. Truthful about yourself. And this has caused people that want to improve themselves and just generally are a little bit younger or trying to have some fun or enjoying themselves to come towards you because they're like, wow, I want to understand how to be myself, how to get in good connections and how to just enjoy myself. There's almost like this element here of you feeling exhausted, like you are getting to a stage where you are just run down now. So as this new person is coming in, it's helping you to give you like almost like childlike wonder to really enjoy where you're going. A lot of kind of lucky beneficialness going on. So this is almost like your hard work is paying out, your long-term goals are paying out. You don't really need to take action. You need to take things a little bit slower. Be careful about revealing too much information while you're still improving, because sometimes when we are still improving on things, we listen to somebody else's opinion, what somebody else thinks or says, and that kind of throws us off guard because we're like, well, what if they're right? And then we choose to swap and change things when really we should just be enjoying what we have going on enjoying where we're going from here, that kind of thing. So I do feel like this is a yes for your answer. Feels very much like you're going to be enjoying the cup of atonement, cup of movement forward. But with the Queen of Wands here, it's up to you to take the action involved. The only problem here is I feel like with the Four of Wands, you might kind of believe that, well, I don't feel like this is for me long term. Maybe I'll pull away, maybe I'll run away, maybe there's something better, that kind of thing. Be careful about that, because I feel like that's going to set you back a lot in how you kind of move forward, how you shift forward. It's going to kind of slow you down and prevent you from continuing. So I hope that helps you out, Aquarius. We're going to go on now to Pisces. So Pisces, what does Pisces need to know today? What does Pisces need to know about their question today? You've got your own desserts, your just desserts coming towards you. And this is like somebody extending the olive branch, somebody trying to communicate with you because of your success. But in general, I feel like they just know they need to. You're actually heading towards something wholly new, whole new beginning, whole new progression. More than anything here though, with the Hermit card, you're coming out of this hidingness. You're coming out of being hidden, and you're actually heading towards like a whole new start. With the Ace of Swords here though, there is this element here of like you having to create security for yourself, embrace it, chase it, run after it, that kind of thing, because I feel like that is a little bit of an issue here of like you need to choose to chase what you dream of and your goals are. But with the Queen of Wands here, I feel like communication is the key. Like you are going to get so much brilliant communication coming forward as you continue kind of chasing what you want, chasing what you need. It's almost like people are going to look at your success and go, wow, I want a piece of that. And it'll be a bit hard to kind of distinguish who really cares about being around you and who just wants success as well. So do be careful and pull back your energy a little bit, because if you are feeling a bit indecisive about not sure about somebody, it's better to give them a bit of a wide berth until you decide and figure out, is this person toxic or is this person good for me? Is this a yes or a no though? I do feel like this is a yes. The main blockage though is feeling insecure, not feeling sure about where things are going. There's a little bit level of fear of insecurity. More of like, not just financial, but where is everything I built up going? And with the Two of Wands here, Two of Swords here in reverse, you're needing to slow down, you're needing to speak your mind and needing to kind of not kind of jump to conclusions with actions, to kind of really make sure that you get a cemented full picture of what's going on before you choose to kind of cause arguments or disagreements by going in a whole new direction. So I hope that helps you out, and please do take care. If you're drawn to this reading, this is whatever needs to come out right now. We're going to do each of the areas for love, career, money, and just general. And then we're going to have a specific card for each star sign. So, what is the most important thing you need to know right now for whatever comes out? What is the most important thing you need to know right now? You're having to let go. You're having to disconnect from somebody. And I feel like you still feel that emotional connection to them. Like, you're like, I really want to still connect with them. I still want to be around them, but they're so draining. They are so compressing my voice, myself. And you're realizing, you know what? For me to grow, for me to continue my life forward, for me to kind of continue pushing on, I need to cut this person out. I need to let go of them. I need to let go and let God, you know? You're realizing that by letting go of them, you are going to have a lot of battles along the way. Like, you know that by trying to let them go, you're going to have a lot of arguments or a lot of battles along the way. But I feel like you already accepted that it is for the best. And sometimes what is best for you is not always the easiest. I do feel like there is like headaches involved, or like a headache or problematic issues coming up, and it's making you feel a little bit drained, a little bit confused, possibly even like dizzy. But you are getting stronger, you are creating strength within yourself from this action that you're choosing to take. So although it's not the easiest route for yourself, your future self will thank you. And sometimes we have to look and go, you know what, I might not want to go like work out at the gym or whatever, but my future self will be happy when I'm healthy or happy, you know. So sometimes we have to do those things that we don't necessarily want to do, but like our future self will thank us for it later. And this is one of those things that you're not necessarily wanting to do this, but the future self is like, yeah, you know what, I need to do this, you know. So we're going to have a look at your career and then love life. What do you need to know about your career right now though? What's the most important thing you need to know right now about your career life? I do feel like there is troubled times ahead for your career. And this is you actually having some sort of money losses or money kind of downtrend here. I do feel like this is things that haven't been communicated to you. This is because other people's lack of commitment or lack of focus. This isn't even anything to do with you. Like, I feel like you couldn't have actually changed anything with this. This is either the wider economic environment or people in your workplace, so like bosses, etc. But these people around you have not put the commitment in, and they're causing downturn for other people around them. So this is causing downturn for you, but also other people that you work with. So although there is a little bit of an economic downturn here, and you are being left out in the cold, this is going to actually allow you to create new contacts and new ways of gaining money in the future. Sometimes, unfortunately, when we go through these financially difficult times, like you think about any recessions, that kind of thing, some people have made like millions out of them because they have created new networks, new streams of income. So when things get better, and things will get better, they'll be on top. They'll have more money coming in. And that's what's going to happen with you, because the fact that you're gaining this like entrepreneurial spirit, either literally creating your own business, or even just simply as creating extra streams of income, so extra jobs, or even just extra contacts. This is setting you up for success later, like 6 months down the line or so. So although there is a little bit of hardship here in the short term, through your actions, through your choices, you are going to end up on top. You're going to end up the king or the queen of the castle, especially here with the Empress card. The Empress is all about abundance. She's surrounded by abundance, she invigorates abundance, and it's through her own actions. So through your own actions, you are going to create that abundance. You couldn't help the hardship that was coming in, but what you can help and what you can change is how you react to it. So embrace those new opportunities here. Don't allow yourself to slip into sadness because of it. Yes, it is unfortunate, and yes, it is not fair, but embrace that new change for yourself, because that's really going to invigorate you going forward. So we're going to move on now to your love life. So what is the most important thing you need to know right now for your love life? So whatever comes out for your love life right now. What is the most important thing you need to know about your love life? So when you're like kind of like having a little bit of fun, having a little boogie, having a little bit of enjoyment. And I feel like this is coming in because somebody's starting to commit. Either like literally commitment, or this person is starting to kind of like have some more enjoyment, have some more fun with you. There has been lack of action from them in the past. They were very, very slow here. And I feel like it made you question, does this person really love me, or do they not love me? Well, you need to know that this action is coming in. Both in the element of here of like, I want us to enjoy ourselves, I want us to have fun together, but also having more of that firm commitment. So it's not just about them having fun. It's not just you about having fun together. It's about having that long-lasting, long-term commitment. So understand, although yes, you have been having these doubts of going, is this person really in love with me because of the lack of action, the lack of commitment? know that actually they are embracing this now. Why are they choosing to embrace this now, I'm wondering, though? I'm, like, curious. Because the rest of life was slowing down, wasn't moving forward, and it made them realise that they needed to make some changes for their life. So because the rest of their life started to stagnate, started to slow down, it's a bit of a wake-up call to them of going, you know what, I need to connect with new people, I need to embrace new people, I need to look towards a new start in life. And I feel like with the World card, this has really kind of embraced them to embrace the new beginnings, embrace the new start. And I feel like it made them feel a bit insecure. So sometimes when people realise their life is stagnating and they look around and everybody around them is moving on from them, they start getting afraid of going, oh my god, what if the person I love moves on from me? What if the person I love goes after somebody better? So there was this fear of, like, because you were kind of emotionally pulling away, whether you meant to or not, because they saw the fact that you were pulling away from them because they weren't offering you anything, they were kind of being cold towards you, they kind of had this wake-up call, this panic of going, oh my god, if I don't do something soon, you're going to leave me, you're not going to love me anymore. So they have chosen to pull back, they have chosen to kind of invigorate themselves to go forward, to decompress and continue on. So I do feel like there is this element here of their learning that if they don't do something soon, they're going to lose you and they're going to miss out from you. So we're going to go on to each of the star signs now of whatever you need to know. But please make sure to give the like button a little boop. So boop the like button. And also comment down below what your star sign is and if you're enjoying this reading. So just to let me and the universe know that you're enjoying it. I almost feel like very dancey today. Many of you are like in the party mood or just invigorating. Like very energetic today. Particularly Aries. Aries is very energetic, but energetic in general, especially Cancers as well. Like energy, upliftment coming in for Cancers. That's just intuitively. So first of all, we have Aries. Aries. Do know that you're having to take a lot of action here today. You're having to take a lot of action at the moment in general. Be careful though, because sometimes when we have to take and do a lot of things at once, it can get a bit overwhelming. Like we have a lot of things to organise. Like, oh my god, I need to do this and this and this and this and this and this. Understand that you're going to have to get yourself organised because you will get a little bit overwhelmed if you have to take on all these projects at once. Yes, although you can do it, the organisation will prevent you from missing out or leaving something in the past or getting overwhelmed. So focus on that organisation as it will help you as you move forward. Taurus. Taurus. You're starting to learn to connect to your emotions more, and this is allowing you to kind of get more groundedness, get more enjoyment out of life in. Embrace those emotions, because I feel like many of you Tauruses have had to kind of cut that off a little bit because of pain, because of heartbreak. Now's the time to really kind of embrace that. Now's the time to kind of go, you know what, although I'm nervous about this, I'm nervous about taking people in, like connecting with people, I'm going to embrace that. I'm going to kind of allow myself to fulfill that, allow myself to enjoy that. Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. It's time for you to take action, take control. Stop taking the back seat. Stop waiting for other people to take action. It's time for you to go front and centre and go after your goals. Claim them. Cancers. You are gaining a lot of strength and confidence, and that's bringing you into this cycle of enjoyment. It's allowing yourself to be more centre stage. It's allowing yourself to be the hero of your own destiny. And I do love that for you, Cancers. Leos. Leos. You are starting to get balance in your life, and that is bringing you more fulfillment. It's bringing you more enjoyment. And it's bringing you this element here of, I have abundance flowing in. I have brilliance flowing in. Virgos. Virgos. With the Eight of Cups here, it's time for you to leave the past in the past. It does not serve you anymore. Yes, you did get some interesting things out of it before, but it's time for you to go on to bigger and better things. Don't be afraid to leave this behind. Libras, focus on your long-term aspirations. And I do want to say aspirations, dreams, goals, because almost like you're telling yourself it's impossible. Sometimes the impossible is very much possible, but it will take some time. Scorpios, you're getting offered a lot of security here. Many of you, this is to do with love life, like security in love, security in relationships, but this is bringing a lot of new hope in your life. Sagittarius. With the Death card, there is some stagnation here, but this is almost so that you can get a lay of the land. You know, this is where I want to go next. This is what I want to do next, before you get the new momentum. Capricorns. You're dealing with somebody who's a bit of a false emperor here. Cut them out. Don't deal with their BS any longer. This person is just draining. They are not worth your time and day. Do not feel like you have to give them the time of day. Aquarius. With the Page of Cups here, you are being offered a lot. This person is quite nervous. They are seen as a bit annoying sometimes, but do understand that their heart is in the right place. Pisces. So this person that you've been dealing with hasn't really been offering you much right now. It is getting quite draining and graining for you, like grinding on your life, grinding on yourself. It's time for you to cut them free and continue on your own. So I hope that helps you out, and I will see you all again soon, and please do take care. Do you have a question that you really want the answer for? So this is a yes or no reading for any question you want. So take a moment now and focus on your question. Remember, it must be a yes or no outcome. So does this person like me? Does this person want to date me? Am I going to get a new job? Am I heading in the right direction? That kind of thing. So focus on it now, and whatever question you find yourself drawn to the most, this is your answer. So I'm going to do each of the star signs. So this is your sun, moon and rising. So pick whichever one you feel like you are drawn to the most, but we're going to get started. But you can choose multiple if you've got multiple questions. So we are going to get started with Aries. So Aries, first of all, what do you need to know about your question? What do you need to know about your question? You feel a little bit drained right now, like lack of value, like things just aren't really heading forward for you, aren't really very stuck, like things aren't heading forward for you, like you don't really feel like you're bringing much to the table, like it's not really progressing, just feeling like drainingness, like I can't really be bothered to put any more energy into this, because everything I've tried just has not been playing out, just has not been paying out to me, and just has not been heading in the right direction. So this is almost like you're hiding away a little bit from the world. With the strength card here, it has been knocking your confidence, but you are trying to enjoy yourself still. You're trying to stay positive, but you just feel a little bit disconnected from this. Like, I feel like I need to disconnect from it. I feel like I need to walk away. Like, this really isn't headed forward in the direction I expected it to. I almost want to say, like, there's mentality of this just feels mid. Like, you're just like, oh, this just feels mid. Is this a yes or a no, though? So I do feel like this is a yes. There is a little bit of an element here with what is blocking it, as there hasn't been a long-termness to it. So you either haven't given it enough time or enough energy over time to kind of see it progress. Sometimes when we're trying to do things, like for example, say you're trying to lose weight, you started a diet and then like you started it for a month, things were going well, and then you stopped. And then 6 months later, you're like, oh, you know, everything went badly with it. But if you'd have continued on from that, like, first month, so you spent the last 7 months doing that healthy eating or doing whatever regime you wanted to do, you would actually see progression. The problem is here, it's almost like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. So you're giving a bit of energy to it and then saying no repercussions or nothing from it, stopping and then starting up again, and stopping and starting up again. There needs to be this work over time to really see this come through. But I do feel like it is a yes, but there is an element here of sticking the course, staying the course. So we're going to move on now to the next one, which is Taurus. So Taurus, this is your yes or no answer. So Taurus, what do you need to know about your yes or no question right now? You are waiting here for communication. You're not very happy about it, but you're starting to get yourself happy. But you are waiting. You're like waiting here for other people to make approvals or other people to make a decision. I feel like you are being forced to wait for them though. I don't feel like this is you just choosing to. It's like the only thing you can do right now. You're having to speak up for yourself, but you can't take action. That's the problem. You're trying to speak up for what you want, but you can't take action yet. And you're having to kind of pause here. Is this a yes or a no? Is the answer to your question a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is a no. There's almost like some information being cut off, or you having to cut people out. But what is kind of blocking this and making this into a no is it wouldn't be worth your while in the long run. So this would almost be like, if it was a yes, it would be bad for you in the long run. It wouldn't give you the satisfaction, or wouldn't give you the positivity. It would be a bit problematic. With the 10 of Pentacles here, there is an element here of you don't feel like your life is going to the worthwhileness that it should be right now. Like, it's almost a little bit like you're having to kind of accept this as a no and then move on to something better. Sometimes we do have a little bit of bumps in the road, and those kind of lead us down a pathway which we might not expect to go to, or we didn't really want to do at the first, and then we come into like this better kind of movement forward, this better momentum later on. So there is a little bit of an element here of having to pull back, having to come back, and not exactly being in the right direction as we would necessarily want. But I do feel like actually this is going to help out in the long term, and actually really help out positively later on. So we're going to move on to the next part now, which is for Geminis. Geminis, what is the answer to your question, your yes or no question? So we're going to do an overview first of what you need to know about this. I almost feel like there's an element here of like everything's just kind of fell down or fell over. Like you were trying to take a lot of action, you were trying to kind of keep everything stable, you had a lot of things to juggle. And because of that, like sometimes it gets to a point where there's so much to juggle or so many stuff going on around us, we physically cannot cope. And we end up like dropping out of things, we end up kind of leaving things behind. And I do feel like things haven't been progressing in the way they should be because you're expected to take on a bit too much. You're having to take on a little bit too much energy. You're having to take on a little bit too much. And it lent you to this stage of being drained and really not be able to continue on in the direction that was good for you. You are coming out of that troubled waters now, so there is this element here of you not having as much pressure on you. It is leaving you a little bit more on your own though, so although I feel like there is less pressure, you might be feeling a little bit left out in the loop or a little bit left alone because other people are pulling back from your life. And this is the universe's way to kind of give you more me time, more alone time to take care of yourself and focus on your needs. Because there is this kind of almost like overwhelming energy here that you're having to click out of, you're having to pull out of. I do feel like though with the Temperance card here, there is this element of needing to kind of not take things as slowly, needing to start taking action. But this is almost like taking action for yourself. Whereas before, like, these were action thrust upon you. So this was obligations, this was things people were expecting you to do. Whereas this is taking action for yourself instead, for your own prosperity. Is the answer to your question yes or no, though? Yes, I do feel like it is good communication. I know that was quite quick, but yes, I do feel like it's good communication. The reason why I just felt like just blowing out yes, because you don't feel like you're not really valuing what you're bringing to the table or really valuing yourself enough. So you need to understand that this is a yes, but there had to be some like pulling back or some changes in your life, communications that had to happen first in order for you to start being able to communicate better, be able to kind of progress forward better. So there is this kind of pulling back energy, but overall this is a yes though. We're going to go on now to Cancers though. Cancers. The Cancers, what is the answer to your yes or no question? But first of all, what do you need to know about it, Cancers? People are starting to realise your worth here, and because you are offering a lot. The only thing I don't like about this is it's almost an element here of people are realising your worth, and people are realising what you bring to the table. And the thing I don't like about this is almost like, instead of people going, oh, this person's a really nice person, they're going, I can use this person, they can help me with things, they can do things for me. That's what I don't like about it, because it's coming in with these people coming around you that are like, I'm going to take from this. So it's not just I'm going to help you out with this, or we're going to sort this out. It's like, what can I take from this scenario? What can I take from this situation? Which feels really toxic here. With the Page of Cups here, don't rush to action. Take things slowly. I almost feel like the universe is forcing you to take things slowly here. So it might seem like things just aren't really going your way because, you know, like it's like either extra paperwork or you're having to redo things or things are taking a little bit longer than you expected. And this is so you can actually kind of continue on. This is so you can continue on into a direction that is going to be prosperous for you, is going to take you in the right direction. So this is a little bit of like pulling back here, pulling back to kind of really focus on your direction, on your new direction, where you need to go from here, how you need to continue on. So this is kind of pumping you up and heading you forward. The only thing I would say though is with the reverse of the Strength card, there is a little bit of like you are feeling a little bit insecure, but understand that sometimes the universe gives us these breaks in order for us to kind of re-establish where we want things to go, how we want to go forward. But is the answer to your question a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a yes here. I do feel like this is a yes. With the 8 of Pentacles here, it is a long-term yes though, and I feel like with the High Priestess, there is this kind of need or this aura to trust yourself and be balanced in it. It's almost the mentality of it's all nice and good to help people or to be there for others, but we have to be there for ourselves as well. So we can't just be there for others constantly, because otherwise we end up drained, otherwise we end up in like this really bad situation or scenario. And I do feel like that's what's happening with you right now, is you're having to kind of pull back from that, go, okay, I'm going to take care of myself, I'm going to focus on what I need, my needs, and what I need to create. And that's going to really help you as you go forward, as you continue on. But I feel like there is this element here of having to kind of really refocus of how do I continue on from here? How do I go from here? And that'll really give you a whole new perspective. But planning is the main key for this, planning where you want to go. So although this is a yes, pull back a little bit, focus on yourself, plan on where you need to go, what you need to do next. All right, so that was Cancers. We're going to go on next to Leos. So Leos, what do you need to know about your yes or no question right now? So what is the answer to your yes or no question from Tarot? What is your Tarot yes or no question? You are almost like choosing to cut off communication with people. You have a lot of new connections coming in. Particularly more like fun connections, like friendships, relationships, just generally fun. I do feel like there's an element here of, in the past you would overshare. In the past you'd be like, oh my god, a friend, you're my whole life now. Or romance, you'd be like, oh my god, a romantic relationship, you are my whole life now. you're pulled back a little bit now. You're a little bit more reserved, a little bit more cautious. And I feel like whatever you're asking about, you are being a little bit more reserved about it. You're like, okay, I want to get the heads up. I want to get a plan here. But I'm not going to allow myself to get carried away, get emotionally overwhelmed, etc. And I feel like this is because of injustice in the past and unfairness. You are kind of dealing with people who are more like emperors now, who are stronger now. You are starting to connect with a whole new next lot of people. And there is some self-improvement there for them. And with the there is some self-improvement they're going through right now, should I say. And I feel like that's the reason why they won't be rushing to action either. This is good though, because this is giving both of you and all of you people you're connecting to the chance to really suss each other out, to understand what each other are like, understand like how this connection is, what you need to know about it, etc. This is giving more of a balanced connection, more of a balanced understanding, rather than just like a one-sided overwhelmingness. So there is this like little bit of pullbackness here, but I feel like it is good for you and it is going to bring to more stability. But is the answer to your question a yes or a no? Is the answer to the question a yes or a no? I feel like this is a not yet. I don't want to say no, but this is a little bit of a difficult one. I don't want to say no because it's a not yet. I almost feel like the issue here is more of this will eventually become a yes, but it's not yet. It's like you're having to step into the vibration, or having to step into the mentality, or having to step into this. There is some sort of like having to do this first and then it'll be a yes. So I don't feel like it's a no, but it's a not yet. So if you're asking about particularly about a time period, or you're expecting something to happen quickly, do understand it's going to take a lot longer than you expected. And this is because you're having to almost like step into that life. So when we're talking about manifestations, we talk a lot about acting as though it already is. And I feel like that's part of what you're having to do, is stepping to that, acting as if it already exists, acting as if it already is around you. And this is helping you to kind of rejig things and re-see things for the positive. So this is almost like you stepping into this, and I do feel like it is going to be very positive for you and very good for you. I just feel like it's a not yet, but eventually yes. So I'm going to carry on now, but understand that you are stepping into it. It's just going to take a little bit more time than planned. So next up is Virgos. So Virgos, what do you need to know about your yes or no question? What is the answer to your yes or no question? What do you need to know about it to begin with? You're pulling back your energy. I almost feel like you're having to take a deep breath, reassess things, pull back your energy, because somebody wasn't taking it very serious. And I feel like this was kind of a little bit upsetting here. You started to learn better and better of how to kind of stand your ground. It has been a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit upsetting for you, but you are in a much more stable place now of stepping up to your own plate, stepping up for yourself. Your negative affirmations are causing some blockages for you right now and creating this feeling of I'm trapped, I can't continue on, or I can't get out of this. And I feel like it's because you're hyper focused in one direction. I feel like if you actually focus more in a general direction, you actually realize there's more ways to deal with this than just the way you were expecting. So you're not trapped, but you do need to look for another exit. Like, you're trying to go out of a locked door and there's another door next to it that's open, you know? So is this a yes or a no, though? I do feel like this is a yes, though there is some issues here with communication, particularly long-term communication, that's a little bit blocking this. So some issues with communication here. But I do feel like this is a yes. It's more a matter of like, how do you get stability in? How do you get better communication in to invigorate this? But it does feel like a yes though. We're going to move on now to the next one, which is Libras. So Libras, what do you need to know today about your yes or no question? Libras, what do you need to know today about your yes or no question? With the Strength card here, you're kind of losing a lot of your strength, losing a lot of your progression here. And I feel like with the Two of Wands here, there is this need for communication. Like, there's definitely been a blow to your confidence here. And there's this need for you to take action in communication, but I don't feel like you're ready to do that yet because of this kind of nervousness, wanting to hide away. You feel like a little bit like things aren't moving forward for you. But I feel like actually you can have progression here. The only thing that's blocking it is communication. Like, because you kind of looked away from people, you're cut off from people. There is a little bit of an issue here of having communication, being able to communicate back and forth. Is this a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a yes, but you need to take a leap of faith here. You need to take a chance here. With the Tower card in reverse, I do feel like there is this element here of almost like everything is going too slowly. And this is because you're waiting for opportunities, you're waiting for things to happen, you're waiting for things to continue on. Whereas if you made them happen, if you took a leap of faith here, things would progress a lot quicker. So don't be afraid to try things out. Don't be afraid to take a few little calculated risks. Obviously don't do something silly, but small calculated risks are fine. But I feel like you're almost like just preventing yourself from doing anything right now. But overall, it is a yes though. Going to move on now to Scorpios. So Scorpios, what do you need to know today about your yes or no reading? Scorpios, what do you need to know today about your yes or no reading? You're coming out of troubled waters here. I feel like your life has been a bit problematic for a while now. You're starting to be happier again in life, calmer. And I feel like you're starting to embrace like more self-improvement. So choosing to take on new tasks, choosing to learn new things, choosing to expand your horizons. This is all definitely a choice though. There is a little bit here that you haven't fully taken the actions you want to yet. A little bit daydreamy, that kind of thing. But I feel like definitely you're on the right path towards that, towards taking the action you need. But I feel like a little bit of a blockage here is finances, or you not wanting to expend out too much quickly because obviously that'll cost money or cause issues with your finances. You're choosing to take things slowly, but I don't feel like that's a massive issue. Like, yes, you could be moving forward a little bit quicker, but it's not a massive issue. Let's answer your question though. I do feel like this is a no, and with the reverse of the Magician card, this is almost like negative affirmations or negative thought patterns are blocking this, like are causing this. And I feel like particularly with the Queen of Pentacles here, this is like, it would cause a loss. So it cause loss for you if it was a yes. So you are a little bit trapped in this, but as I said before with another sign, sometimes we try and go in a specific direction, and actually if we left it a little bit more open. So for example, if you're like, I really want to find a relationship, and you're like hyper focused on just that person, of going, I really want a relationship with this person. But if you were more open to it and said, oh, I just want a good healthy relationship, you'd actually get somebody better for you coming in. So keeping that a little bit wide open instead of specifically asking for one specific thing will really kind of help you towards a better progression. So, but understand that this is no, so you can kind of head towards something a little bit better for you and a little bit more long lasting, should I say. So next up we've got is Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, what do you need to know about your question today? You're focused more on the long term here. You're definitely carefully planning. This is because you know you need balance in your life and you're trying to create it, trying to get it. There has been some loss recently which has caused a lot of emotional up and downs for you, but I feel like this is more of a temporary issue, not a permanent issue. It has caused you to kind of almost like underestimate yourself, deny yourself, not believe yourself, that kind of thing. Be worried about your choices. And it's caused you to communicate less with people unless it's absolutely necessary. But is this a yes or a no though? I do feel like this is a no, but this is almost like you need a break away from this to kind of gain your confidence and then move forward. So I feel like this could eventually become a yes, or you could get something very similar to this as a yes. But you need a little bit of time away from everything to kind of regain that confidence, feel inspired, feel better about yourself, etc. So that's the reason why it's a no at this time. But I do want to use the words at this time. Like, you are going to move past that. So we're going to move on now to the next one, which is Capricorn. So Capricorns. What do you need to know about your question now, Capricorns? A little bit emotionally disconnected here, not wanting to connect, not wanting to take action. And this is you choosing, it's almost like choosing your own strength, choosing your own self over this, choosing your own confidence over this. And I feel like there's definitely an element here of like feeling like you're not being respected, or that the people around you aren't respecting you, or just generally you're being undervalued in some way. Like, this isn't being respectful to me kind of mentality. You feel a little bit stuck, like you're having to deal with it. You're having to accept the offers or take the offers coming in. Take it slowly, because I feel like you will have other connections. It's almost like you feel like you're pushed down a specific pathway right now, but actually more pathways are opening up for you and giving you a whole new lease of life, giving you a whole new perspective. There is this element here of people aren't taking you seriously. It's almost like people around you are almost like saying, like, to get wealth or to get things going well for me, I need to take away from people. Like, they don't have this belief in infinite abundance, so they feel like they're almost competing with people. They have to take. And that just isn't true. You will get justice in this. You will get balance. But is this a yes or a no, though? I do feel like this is a yes, but no, you do need to speak up. You do need to continue working on how you speak up, how you express yourself, how you call people out. It's definitely going to be an awkward or hard road to walk, because you're having to call people out on their BS. You're having to say no to people. You're having to say, no, I'm not happy with that. So it isn't an easy way to go. It isn't an easy route to walk. But I do feel like actually it's going to be really positive for you in the long run, and it's really going to help you to continue on. So we're going to move on now to the next one, which is Aquarius. So Aquarius, what do you need to know about your yes or no question? Or what do you need to know about your question in general? Not having much enjoyment right now, Aquarius is, but you're trying to move on. Like, I'm not really enjoying life, but I'm trying to get a new beginning, a new start. But you are kind of, it's almost like you are trying to kind of create this new reality for yourself, but this sadness is coming in, or this kind of depression is coming in, and it's pulling you down. It's making it very hard for you to take the actions that you know are necessary to get yourself out of this slump. But it is difficult when you're in there. It is difficult when you're dealing with that sadness. Know that things are actually on the up and up for you. So although you are struggling, you are on the right path. You are heading in the right direction. And there is going to be a lot of self-improvements underway, which you are purposely trying to take on to improve your mental state. But you are a little bit trapped by circumstance right now, so it will take a little time to kind of get out of this kind of cycle, get out of this situation through no fault of your own, unfortunately. And you will have to take some time to kind of correct this and continue forward. But I do feel like actually this is quite positive for you in the long run, allowing you to see things from a whole new perspective. So, but is your answer to your question a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a yes. The only thing that's an issue here is you're having to let go and let God. So although I do feel like this is a yes, you're having to give the universe some time to kind of make this into reality, create this in reality. So I do feel like this is quite positive here. I would just be careful about how do you kind of continue forward, how do you go in the right direction, that kind of thing. But overall, it is really positive for you, and it's really giving that whole new abundance. So we're going to go into Pisces. So Pisces. What do you need to know today, Pisces, about your question, your yes or no question? Pisces, what do you need to know today about your yes or no question? You have been like pulling things up from the past or remembering things from the past. You have not let this go. You're wanting to take action, but I feel like it is stagnating you. You're wanting to take action here because you want to salvage this. You want to head towards it because you see it as really valuable. But what do you need to know about it though? Is it good or is it bad? I do feel like actually this thing from the past is good. And I feel like as you gain more strength or as you gain more confidence, it'll make it more possible. I almost feel like this is a don't force it, but allow it to come in over time. Because I do feel like there is going to be some like heartbreak or sadness before it comes in, like some issues surrounding it. So give it time to work things out. Don't try and pressure it or push it towards any resolution or anything like that. Is this a yes or a no though? I do feel like this is a yes. There is some obligations you're having to deal with, some issues you're having to deal with, you're having to process through first. And there is some issues of like speaking your mind, speaking your thoughts, speaking your thoughts into reality, your goals into reality. But overall, it is a yes. There's just going to be some little bit of upheaval or little bit issues along the way. Alright, I hope that helps you out, and I will see you all again soon. Do you want to know what this person's feelings are about you right now? So we're going to go into now an overview and then go to each individual star signs. So how is this person feeling about you and thinking about you right now? How is this person feeling about you right now? So we've got the King of Cups here. This person has a lot of emotions for you. Very like passionate, very loving, but I feel like there's almost this mentality of lack. Although this person has a very romantic, very loving, very loyal soul underneath it all, it's like it's been corrupted. It's almost like you've got this beautiful white canvas and then somebody's just dropped a bunch of black paint all over it, you know. It's been like corrupted, it's been messed up. It's like they've gone from like this very loving and very kind and loyal person to be like quite angry and mean at the world, because they are dealing with a lot of sadness here, a lot of feelings of lack, a lot of feelings like their life is falling apart. And unfortunately, a lot of the time when people feel like their life is falling apart, they get a bit bitter, they get a bit angry. So this person may be acting very bitter, very angry towards you, kind of very snappy right now towards you. And I do feel like this is to do with finances and this feeling of lack of opportunity, lack of like moving forward. They really don't know how to move forward from here. They are indecisive. They do not understand, how do I get myself out of this? How do I move forward? You can imagine like a cat. Like if a cat or a wild animal is cornered, Like, they get angry, they get mean, they get nasty, and they lash out. This is what this person's being. Like, they are a very loving and loyal person underneath it all, and you know this. But you're like, why are they suddenly acting nasty towards me? Why are they suddenly acting like this? And it's because they are dealing with a lot of pain, and they feel quite powerless about it. They feel like they cannot control this. They feel like they cannot kind of rid this from their life right now. Like, I do not have control over this. I'm having to just accept my fate. With the Maple Spirit, generosity will help that, and it'll help them in this acceptance. Accepting the fact that they cannot control everything. And with the Thicket of Thorns, dealing with this uncertainty. So it's almost like through your generosity, through your kindness, through your love, whether it's literally physically going up to them and saying, look, I still love you and I care about you, or whether it's metaphysically, so you are just sending out thoughts of love and thoughts of kindness. I feel like over the time you will end up kind of getting more and more connected and more grounded. But there is this little bit of an element here of you having to kind of get to the stage of going, you know what, I can only do so much for this person, but my generosity will help them find this acceptance, find a way to deal with this uncertainty in their life in order to start acting and behaving nicer, you know? We've got the flamingo, if I can say it, flamingo spirit, flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. And we've got the moth spirit here, and we've got one card underneath it. So moth spirit, surrender now. And we've got the eagle spirit, spirit has your back. So whenever they come out like this, it's always what is hidden or what is being hidden by it. So with the moth spirit, what is being hidden at the moment is porcupine spirit, a time for a beginner's mind. So what is being hidden is they're having to surrender to this, I cannot control what is outside of my control. They're in between that right now. They're in this stage of both being confused if they should take action and confused if they should just surrender to it, which is making them very unstable. Once they do kind of surrender to this, that I cannot control what I cannot control, they will start to kind of realize that they have a beginner's mindset of how to deal with this and how to prospect themselves forward and continue themselves forward. But they are on the minute trying to heal, trying to transform, and Spirit definitely has their back on this. It's trying to help them to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's trying to help them to see the way forward, which is to embrace knowing that you cannot control everything in life. You have to control what you can control, and you have to let the rest up to God. So we're going to have a look now a little bit deeper into their thoughts. So we're going to have a look a little bit deeper into this though. There are so many things that remind me of you. The timing just wasn't right for us. I knew exactly what I was doing. So the timing really wasn't right for this. And they knew exactly how they were behaving. Like, I do feel like they're going to end up regretting a lot of how snappy they were and how mean they were. And things do remind them of you. Finding the truth crushed me. So finding the truth that things were improving, going the direction they wanted, really did crush them, really did cause a lot of hurt and pain for them. And they're still in this process of, I'm working through it, I'm processing through it, I'm continuing through it. So we're going to have a look at the Book of Love for you. So what do you need to know from the Book of Love? And then we're going to do the individual signs. So what do you need to know from the Book of Love? Can we just kiss and make up? So more than anything, they kind of wish that they could just kiss and make up, but they are still going through this painful time. Sometimes I think that Spirit made us meet so we could be together. So they do feel this like really heavy draw towards you. Like, almost like I am destined to be together. We are destined to be together. there is a lot of anxiety with them right now. So like I said before, they do have this desire for you, but there's a lot of kind of upset and aggression right now. But we're going to have a look now into the individual star signs. So this is for your sun, moon and rising. So what does the individual star signs need to know today about this person, about the person they're thinking about? How does this person feel about them? How are they feeling about them in general right now? A lot of like painful back and forths, back and forths, back and forths. Aries. This person is feeling like there is a lot of lack of communication right now. I do feel like it is hurting them though. But it's almost like it's their own making. Like, they are feeling like they are distant from you. They are feeling like they are missing you. But this is their own making. Until they decide to kind of free themselves from this, it's not really going to progress forward. But do know, it's making them miss you as well. It's making them feel lonely. It's just they're a little bit too stubborn here to actually admit that and just start talking. So next up is Taurus. So Taurus, it does feel like here there is this element of I feel like I've lost you. Like, I feel like you wouldn't want to commit to me again. I feel like I lost you. I'm scared that I've lost you. I'm scared that everything's just breaking apart. There is a lot of fear here of loss, of I have lost you or I'm losing you right now. Gemini. They're feeling very stuck. Like, they want to improve things, but they feel like it is impossible. They feel like they cannot improve things, that they are just a victim of how things are. But I feel like they would like things to improve with you. Cancers. This person feels like they want justice. They want to give you justice. They want justice themselves. They almost like feel like being around you right now would cause you to be hurt, cause injustice, unfairness to you. So it's almost like they're like, I'm going to keep away from you. I'm going to avoid you because it's the only way I can be fair to you. Like, they see it as protecting you. Like, I am protecting you by keeping a distance here. Leos. This person feels like that they are not worthy of you. Like, you think I'm an emperor, but I'm a false emperor. You think that I have my life together, but I really don't. They perceive that you do not see their faults, their issues, their problems. And because of that, they feel like they have to run away. They have to kind of focus on running, on getting away from this, without really kind of focusing on anything serious. Virgos. This person feels like nothing good would come of this. Like, if I was to come towards you right now, nothing good would come of this. Nothing would prosper here. We both lose out. It would be both kind of like traumatic. So they're choosing to stay away right now. But there is love here underneath it all. It's just that they feel like it would hurt both sides. Libras. This person desperately wants communication. I do feel like they're finding it very difficult of how to communicate. But they are trying to like replay how to communicate in their head. Trying to work out ways to communicate. Trying to figure out how they should communicate. Scorpios. This person is actually going to come towards you with an offer fairly soon. They are very shy, very worried about this, very scared about this. But they're going to try to. They're going to try to continue on and give you that offer. Sagittarius. This person with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse feels like that everything is falling apart right now. Like, if I can't offer anything for myself in my own life, how could I possibly offer anything to you? So this person is almost like playing the waiting game. I'm waiting for me to improve. I'm waiting for my life to improve before I can come towards you. Capricorn. This person is juggling a lot right now. They do have a hyperfixation on you though. They are focused on you. But they are taking so much burdens on right now. They're struggling to kind of stay in contact or to stay near you. This person desperately wants some time alone with you, but they don't feel like it's possible right now because of the amount of burdens they're taking on. Aquarius. This person really sees you as the Empress. They really highly regard and highly see you as a prize here. They see you as somebody that they truly do desire, and it's almost like a prize they could win. Like, they're trying to make themselves be the kind of person that would win you over. They don't realize they don't need to do that, but they're trying to improve themselves to become the person who could win your hand, win you over, kind of thing. Pisces. So with the King of Swords here, this person has a lot of action orientation, so they want to take action towards you. They want to kind of show you rather than just tell you. This is a person that really is kind of focusing on how can I kind of show you quickly, how can I kind of take action towards you and take action to show you how much I do love you and how much I feel connected to you. So this is a person that is kind of finding it hard to kind of really describe how they feel about you, but there is a lot of love there. So I will see you all again soon, and please do you have a question that you really want the answer for? Well, this is a yes or no tarot reading, so focus on your question now. Give yourself a minute, pause the video if you need to, but do make sure as well you've given the video a little like, a little boop, to claim it, and let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do more of these, or if there's any questions you'd like me to specifically do. So we're going to go on to the first star sign now, but remember, it must be a yes or no question. It can be any question that you feel drawn to, but it must be a yes or no. So we're going to get started with Aries. So Aries, what can you tell me about this situation? You haven't had movement forward at the moment. You're dealing with somebody that is a little bit more setting their ways. You're dealing with somebody who is a little bit more kind of set in their ways. They're not wanting to change. Some of you, this person is literally older than you. With the World card here and with the Two of Wands, you're like, oh my god, I'm just waiting for you to make a move. I'm just waiting for you to move things forward. And I feel like there is this anxiety here going, oh my god, just make a move, just do it. And you are getting to the point where you're getting so frustrated with them, you just can't put up with anymore. You're like, I just can't put up with this anymore. This person is just dragging their heels, they're just doing nothing. You're trying to prompt them, trying to push them forward, trying to get a response. You're very emotionally invested in this. You want this to work. You want it to go forward. You're really willing it because you feel like your life would fall apart without it, or you feel like your life would go really badly without it. You have so much passion for this, so much love for this. You really kind of have put your heart and soul into it. And there's this just huge frustration with this person. You're like, do they not understand how important this is to me? Do they not understand that this is making me sleepless nights or making me really anxious about it and really worried? Like, the person you're dealing with is so set in their ways that even the more you try and prompt them, the more they pull away. So, is the answer to your question a yes or a no? So, I do feel like it's a no, but it's like not in this current state. There isn't going to be arguments between the two of you, but all is not lost here. I almost feel like the specific thing you're asking about is a no, but something else, a compromise, is going to be reached. So you will get something very similar to this, or you'll get something very similar, almost identical, but not quite what you're asking, but there will be something similar. So for example, if it was a job, it'd be like you don't get that specific job at the company, but they offer you a different job in a different department. That kind of thing, where you get kind of what you want, but not exactly. So I do feel like, though, this is going to be very positive for you in the long run. This is going to kind of help you to kind of take control of things and push forward. And this is really going to help you to kind of see where you need to go from here. Alright, if you've enjoyed that, please give the like button a little boop. And share this with a friend as well, as it might help them out. So we're going to go on now to Taurus. So Taurus, what are you dealing with today? What is your yes or no question? What are you dealing with today? So you're dealing with the fact that you're going back and forth. You need to be focused. You're trying to focus. You're like, I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to get focused. I know I need movement forward. I know I need to focus. But it's pretty damn hard to focus while everything feels like it's falling apart. You are trying to hold everything together, Taurus. You're trying to progress everything. And you feel like the entire world is kind of falling to bits. You are taking a leap of faith. And I do feel like you need to be taking a leap of faith. You need to be kind of having the manifest mindset of going, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And that's helping you to keep momentum, even though everything else is falling apart. There is definitely going to be communication issues. And that's well, why? This is because somebody is kind of like partying or enjoying themselves so much. I don't feel like it's you. It's somebody you're dealing with. So whoever you're dealing with who would give you the answer to this in the 3D, they are kind of enjoying themselves too much. They're not even procrastinating, like they're off doing other things that they enjoy, that they want to do. And because of that, there's no movement forward with the reverse of the Chariot. Is this answer though a yes or no? Because although you are having a lot of this ups and downs and lack of movement, is the outcome actually going to be a yes or a no? So I do feel like it's going to be a yes, especially here with the Strength card and with the Knight of Cups. It feels very much like things will go forward in a strong, progressive manner. I do feel like whoever that you're frustrated with right now will end up making a move, talking to you about it. I almost feel like there's a little bit of an air of procrastination here somehow. It's like they know, like, you know what? I've kind of enjoyed myself. I've kind of been going off doing what I want to do. And I know I kind of need to get back to them. So I would definitely say keep chasing up about this, or keep chasing up about getting confirmations about this, or talking to people about this, whatever it is you want to progress, because I feel like communication will move it forward quickly or progress it forward quicker. One thing I would say though, I feel very much like you're waiting for them to kind of make a move. And when they do, they're going to be a bit like, oh, you know what? I know I should have kind of got back to you sooner. But I do feel like this is really positive. Although there is a slow movement, it is quite positive. We're going to go and move on now, but I hope that helps you out, Taurus. And please boop the like button if you've enjoyed it. So, Geminis, what is your yes or no question today? So give me a yes or no question and yes no answer for Gemini's yes or no question. How are they feeling about the situation? Feeling a bit indecisive, like you don't feel like you can overcome this, like there's just going to be battles after battles, but this heavy weight is being lifted off you. Yes, you don't feel like it yet, but there's like a heavy weight that's being lifted off you at the moment. With the Moon card here, I do feel like there's a lot of emotional ups and downs you have to deal with first. I don't feel like it's going to be a straight line. It's like you're carrying a lot of emotional baggage right now. You're carrying a lot of the emotional burdens. Those are getting slowly removed right now, although it doesn't necessarily feel like it. But because of that, you've still got this weight that you haven't fully kind of got healed from. Like, you carried so much weight for so long, now you're having to kind of start to trust your intuition again and trust yourself again. There's like this almost like scar of indecisiveness here that's caused by the emotional ups and downs. This really represents a whole new beginning, a whole new cycle for yourself, and a cycle that I want to say is going to be a lot happier with the reverse of the swords. And with the Ace of Pentacles, the reason why this had to happen, it had to kind of, I want to say all blow up in your face, but I don't feel like it was that quickly. It was like a slow burnout. the reason why this had to happen is you weren't on the right path, you weren't in the right direction yet. But with the Empress card here, you are regaining your strength. You're definitely regaining your strength at this time. But with this question, is the answer to it actually a yes or is it a no? Is the answer to your question a yes or is it a no? So I do feel like it's a yes eventually. You will have to like disconnect from quite a bit first, or let go of stuff first. Like there will be some disconnections. So it might not be a straight, it just happens as a yes. It might be like somebody or something disconnects from you for a bit, or you let go of something for a bit and then later on it comes back around. But I do feel like this is going to come back around as an offer, or come back around as somebody offering this to you. So it is a yes eventually, but it's a yes through like delayed communications, or a delayed yes. But you will get positive communication and security from it. I just don't feel like it's a straight yes at this time, if that makes sense. So we're going to go on now to the next reading. So if you've enjoyed that reading, please do let me know in the comments, Gemini. We're going to go on to Cancers now. So Cancers, what do you need to know about your yes or no question? What do you need to know about your yes or no question? You kind of don't feel like you're achieving stuff right now. You feel like, you know, you're not manifesting, like there's a lack of action. You're trying desperately to reach out to people, to communicate, to connect, to overcome any arguments or disagreements. You're trying desperately to overcome things. With the Tower card, I do feel like there is going to be this sudden movement forward, or the drift towards normalcy. And I feel like this is going to be quite quick. This is like somebody actually completely upheaving their life. So your hard work will pay off eventually, of trying to connect with this person. And you will come out from this troubled waters into somewhere calmer. This is almost like you're trying to deal with people. And the way you're trying to deal with it is you're trying to make dream work. You're trying to make it important to be teamwork. You're trying to, you know, dream work makes the team work. And that's what you're trying to do here. You're trying to form this kind of good teamwork movement forward. Like you're trying to like make good teamwork here. You're trying to work together as a team to progress things. You're definitely coming out of this troubled waters though. You're definitely coming out of these problematic waters. And I feel like you'll be quite happy with the outcome in the end. But is it actually a yes or a no? So I do feel like it is an eventual yes, but you need to change your focus here. You need to kind of disconnect, give people a little bit of space, like, and shift your focus. Focus on just one thing or just one area. Because I do feel like Cancers, you're kind of bringing yourself down a little bit by taking on a lot. So you won't be able to shift this forward quickly. You aren't really in control of this at the moment. You've kind of got to let other people to come forward, other people to come into your life and deal with their life and deal with their crap. But in the end, it does feel like a yes. It does feel like you will take a leap of faith forward. But you need to focus on what is the most important thing for me to do. Because I do feel like many of you are getting distracted by things that are no longer useful, which are causing a lot of these issues. So we're going to go on now. I hope that helps you out, Cancers. We're going to go on now to the next reading, which is Leos. So Leos, what do you need to know today from your reading? What do you need to know for your yes or no question? So what's the answer to your yes or no question? And what do you need to know from it? This question is definitely building up finances, building up money, building up wealth. Even if it's not material wealth, it could just be the wealth of like having lots of people lovely to spend time with, having a lot of lovely people to spend time with, or it's literally physical wealth. You are starting to break free of those losses. You're starting to break free of that feeling of, I do not have enough, I am losing out, I am missing out. You're starting to break free of that. And with the reverse here of the cups, it's because you realise that you were kind of putting yourself out. This person or these people you were dealing with or this situation you're dealing with wasn't really treating you like family, wasn't really treating you with the respect that you deserve. So that's why you're having to just focus on what do I need, what do I want. With the reverse of the Hermit card here though, I do feel like you're surrounded by a lot of people that are trying to push you forward positively at this time. And with the King of Pentacles here, I feel like that is kind of bringing you into more abundance. So it's almost like you've disconnected from the people who were draining, who were not good for you. And you're starting to spend time around with people that value you and actually really care about what you bring to the table. With the Ace of Swords though, there is this insecurity a little bit here. Like you're starting to get more security back in. I feel like you have been dealing with a lot of insecurity in general, and you're starting to get that back in. But what about your question though? Is it a yes or is it a no? So with the Judgment card here, I do feel like you are indecisive about it this time, whether or not it's a good idea to do, whether it's a good idea to go forward. And I feel like more than anything here, there's like lack of, like, I don't want to say lack of action, because I feel like you have been working hard, but now you've got a bit exhausted. I do feel like it is a no. It's almost like you're exhausting yourself with this. Like, it's more and more draining. You're kind of losing faith or judgment in it. So I do feel like it's a no, and I feel like it's almost like a, I need to go back to the drawing board here in order to create something that is really going to be beneficial to me. So I hope that helps you out, Leos, and if you have enjoyed it, please just leave a comment down below and boop the like button. I'm going to move on now to Virgos. So Virgos, what do you need to know today, Virgos? How is your yes or no question? So you need to know your yes or no question. What do you need to know about your yes or no question? If you're being honest here, Virgos, you're not really working as hard on your life or hard on things as you'd want to, or as you should be. And this is because of heartbreak. I'm not trying to like call you out, but you know you're not really progressing as much as you should be because of this heartbreak, this draining energy. You need to start being truthful with yourself. And I feel like this is going to help to humble you a little bit and go, you know what? If I'm being real here, I have been kind of drained. I'm not able to put 110% into this. I am quite drained and maybe I need a bit of a break. And I feel like there is a lot of sadness around you in general right now because you don't feel like you're on the right path, because you don't feel connected. But there is going to be a sudden change here, and it isn't going to need your action. So I do feel like you are actually moving towards a more positive light and a positive step. And I feel like you need to definitely embrace that. What about your question though? Can you give me some more guidance on that? Is it a yes or a no? I do feel like it is an eventual yes. You're disconnected a little bit from it right now, so it's a not yet, but eventually, because you need more focus, because the fact that you have been so drained recently, you can't put the energy into it that's required to make it happen. So once your energy is better, once you've had a chance to rest and recuperate, then this will be a yes. But there is a little bit of a delay here, so either it'll be a no, and then eventually you'll go back and do something else, and it'll become a yes. Like, for example, if you were doing a test, it might be a, you fail the first one, you do a reset and you pass, etc. So, although there is this kind of like, it's not yet, eventually is coming in, you just need a little bit of time to kind of rest, relax, to get yourself into that better mind step, get yourself in a better place where you can continue on. So I hope that helps you out, Virgos. We're going to move on now to Libras. Libras. So Libras, what do you need to know today, Libras, about your yes or no question? What do you need to know today, Libras, about your yes or no question? You have been choosing to walk away from something. You've been choosing to walk away from something because you know it's not working out. You know it's draining. I feel like you've either cut communications or there was just communication issues, or both. You're regaining your strength here, Libras. You've been regaining your strength and confidence. You're still not sure where to go from here. Like, I'm feeling confident with myself. I've kind of cleared this palette out. I've cleared this out. What do I do next with my life? You'll try not to communicate with people too much, because you keep on getting offered things that you really don't want. And you're not really emotionally invested in. So you're purposely kind of putting yourself in hermit mode to try and work out what you want, what you need. But what about your question though? Is it yes or is it no? All is definitely not lost. All is definitely not lost here. You might be feeling a little bit like, oh, I feel like I've missed out my chance, or I feel like this isn't going to happen. But all is not lost. But with the Hierophant card, I definitely feel like this is a yes. You are progressing. But there is some emotional kind of baggage to do with all of this. You're having to free yourself from first. So you might be still, although it does progress towards a yes, and it will be a yes, you may be still struggling with a lot of like negative emotions or emotional ups and downs still, even after the fact. Even after the fact of this kind of moving forward to yes, you may still be holding on to a lot of kind of fear or a lot of anxiety that's causing your emotions to be up and down. So I hope that helps you out, Libras, and if it has, make sure to boop the like button as well. I'm going to move on now to Scorpio. So Scorpio, what do the Scorpios need to know about their question? What do Scorpios need to know about their question? There is issues with communication. I feel like whoever you're dealing with this, or whatever entity you're dealing with this, some of you might be like a business or a person, but with the Queen of Cups here reversed, whoever you're dealing with, or whatever business, etc. you're dealing with, or whatever thing you're dealing with, there isn't the emotional investment here. I feel like you are going up and back, like back and forth about it, up and down about it. And it's because you're kind of getting to the point where you can't take any more emotional burdens or emotions. You are going to get stronger. You are going to be able to improve communications because of this strength.